We saw Bret Michaels once at like one of those like festivals where like a million bands are playing at the same time. And he started out doing Poison songs, and then was like, "Listen, he's like, I do have a new album coming out. He's like, so I'm gonna do like 2 or 3 songs from that. He's like, before we get back to the stuff that you came to listen to me for." So he literally like he did some Poison, did like 2 or 3 like of his new stuff, and then ended the set with like 3 of like the bangers from Poison that everybody really wanted. So it was like a perfect.
I thought you were
going to
leveling
with the audience.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say that he played those 2 songs, and in that time the crowd just disappeared.
His life on the line, and everybody knows it.
Be fucked.
Beat you bastard!
Beat your feet.
Call the cops!
Princess Mononoke.
Sergeant John!
Princess Mononoke.
Call the cops!
Princess Mononoke.
You sound like super donkey piss.
You fought the Duke of New York. You're a number 1.
Welcome to This Movie Might Kill Me. Due to unforeseen circumstances beyond our control, we have been forced to postpone Cyborg for 2 weeks. So instead, we're going to have a little fun this week and give you Ernest Goes to Africa. Woo! I'm Snake, everybody, and I'll be your host this episode. Let's meet the rest of the crew. To my left, our very own Billy Peltzer, Optimus Grime.
I'm Optimus Grime, and I know 18 different Zulu dialects because I used to work at a record store.
So we'll have to get into those.
All right.
It goes on.
Yeah.
Next, we have the most sour man on the show, Citrus.
Hi, I'm Citrus, and I'm that guy at the dog park you don't want to talk to.
Then we have the resident anime nerd of the podcast, Cheery.
Hi.
Hi.
Last but not least, the martial arts master himself, JCBD.
Hey guys, I'm JC, and I just want to get on the front end that I'm not responsible for some of my comments and some of the things that I enjoyed in this movie. Just want to get that out on the front end of that.
He took some Ambien before this podcast. He's not responsible for any racist remarks.
Exactly. Yeah. Out of my control.
Oh man,
His Twitter was hacked.
Just going straight to the Roseanne defense in the intros.
All right, everybody. So Ernest Goes to Africa, released in 1997. And I thought this was funny, so we'll read the little thing. I watched it on Freevee. You can also watch it on YouTube for free. The Freevee is the app that goes along with Amazon, the free app. The second time I watched it, the commercials were shorter than the first time, so I don't know if there's anything to that. But so anyways, there's a mix-up involving stolen diamonds, which Ernest has naturally made into a yo-yo and given to his would-be girlfriend, Rene. But Rene wants a man of action and doesn't think that Ernest fits the bill. After the bad guys come looking for the stolen diamonds and kidnap Rene, all of her fantasies come true as Ernest has to go to Africa to rescue her.
And that's the movie. We'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, is that what happens in the movie?
I don't.
It's
I'm
very
sure
cool. I've got some notes about that later.
I was very confused.
I'm not sure that is what happens in the movie, to be honest.
I don't really know, but that's what they told me.
That's what they tried to make happen in reshoots, but we'll get there.
Yeah. So there wasn't very many trivia, and most of them don't pertain to anything in the movie, so I'll just throw a few out here. This film, and then Ernest Goes to Army, Ernest in the Army, excuse me, which was released in 1998, were shot back to back. So then, In the Army was his last movie ever, and I can understand how it killed him, because after they were done with this movie, there was a week off, and then they went right into making Army.
Oh,
so he
man.
was.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
I was
it
about to say, I see why he
uh,
died. That was.
Yeah, man. I mean, they just killed him in Johannesburg and Cape Town, Africa, South
Quote,
Africa, down there.
quote unquote Johannesburg.
I know
Yeah.
it wasn't
Yeah.
unintentional.
We'll get it out of the
stuff on
way.
your part, but Ernest Goes Army sounds like some Buster Blues shit. Oh, it's Army, Mom.
The Army.
Yeah.
Oh, my
They had a half
from
day at
Army.
Army.
Oh, God.
What a guy. A little behind the scenes too. We did do like a non-mandatory episode where all of us could meet and watch Ernest Saves Christmas. When did we
Like
do
Saves
that?
Christmas.
Was
Around
that,
right, Christmas Eve we
New
met
Year's?
for that one.
it New Year's? I think it was New Year's.
Yeah, New Year's Eve.
Yeah, it was New Year's Eve
Yeah,
or New Year's Day or something like that.
Yeah. So we met and did that, and me, Cheery, and JC were the three mostly involved in it. I know Citrus came in for a little bit. We three watched the movie, and we all really liked it. We really enjoyed Ernest. So
I think we all gave it like 4s and 5s. It got great
scores.
Yeah,
we did. Yeah,
a really high score for no reason.
Yeah,
Oh my god!
Now, to be fair,
I did not watch the movie, and I did not give it a 4 out of 5.
I'll put this on the front end, and I'll say this again when it's time for reviews. We're grading on a bit of an Ernest curve, because I think at least me, JC, and Snake all to some extent grew up with and around Ernest P. Worrell as a character, and we have a little bit of a soft spot, and so when it comes to ranking these, it's not like we're ranking them as like top tier, like hardcore cinephile films or whatever, but like, I don't know, like it's just fun dumb shit. So you got to kind of grade it on a curve.
Another piece of trivia here. This is the last time, unfortunately, that Ernest would ever dress up as Auntie Nelda.
Oh,
First dressed up as her in Ernest Saves Christmas. He's we'll
that
get
was
to
the
Nelda.
best.
Oh god damn it. Yeah. What was the other one? Oh, the other one. At one point, Ernest mentions a fictional movie called Illinois Smith in the Curse of Hitler's Brain. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then obviously that's a
that's 5 out of 5.
Indiana Jones
That was
reference,
incredible.
Yep.
I filed that one.
Yep. Yep. So that's just there was a few.
There's a moment during the movie when we were watching it where the lady mentions Illinois Smith, and my wife was like, I don't understand. She's like, why the fuck did he keep saying Illinois Smith? And I just looked at her and said, Indiana Jones. And the expression that she gave me of utter disgust when I revealed what that joke is supposed to be.
Oh my god.
She just like dipped her head down, just shook her head like, what the fuck? I said, yep, that's what we're watching.
You told me what she chooses.
Go ahead, Citrus.
I don't feel like she has a leg to stand on here.
No, no, it's very surprising. Like, mind you, she'll pick movies to watch that she knows will be bad, and accepts that they're really terrible. So that's why I was like, you don't want her picking for everybody.
I know you said in the chat a couple days ago, and I've purposely held off asking you. You said something about I can't wait till she wakes up and I tell her, hey, we're gonna watch Ernest Goes to Africa today. Yeah. What was her response to that? Did she file for divorce? I mean, are you guys...
her exact response was, I said, I'm like, oh, I have to watch a movie today for the club for tomorrow. She's like, oh, what movie? I said, Ernest Goes to Africa. Her response was, I'm going back to bed. and then it was a good hour of me like being like, no, I'm like, you have to watch it with me. I'm like, because if you don't watch it with me, I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to play the video game, and I have to watch the movie. So she agreed, and she was not happy the rest of the night.
Same.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, slept on the couch.
Yeah. I definitely woke up alone this morning.
For her having to talk like you into like having dinner with her on her day off. Like this is her
a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit of that.
Right.
Oh man.
Cutting into my me time, so come to hers a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. All right, should we get into it, guys?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Ernest Goes to Africa. All right, we start.
No, hold on. We start with the first.
Wait. First off, before we go, sorry,
because
this is my first time kind of doing here. We got any first thoughts? Everybody, you got first thoughts? Start out.
I am staring at my first thought right now, which was this movie is rated 13 plus for violence, foul language, and blackface.
I didn't get that.
It's on Freeview when you like do the thing. It tells you like rated whatever. It immediately says violence, blackface, foul language, and I was like, holy shit! As soon as I started the movie,
blackface has even outranked foul language now.
It's
second. It's second.
I was like,
10 more years, it's going to be 10 more years. This is going to say blackface, violence, foul language.
I also would not count.
Blackface will be first.
There's definitely more blackface than there is violence or foul language in this movie.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't even. Yeah, we'll get into.
Also, brown voice, but.
There's a lot of brown voice.
There was a lot of that. There was a lot of that. Okay,
also,
Citrus, you got a first thought?
Go ahead.
Citrus, you got
My
one?
first thought was looking at the font they had for the title. That was sending me back. To Young Lemon back in the late 90s.
Oh hell yeah!
Going to like
pattern.
The amusement park. There's like some like fake giraffes and you're on like a weird ride. That's the font
Oh,
they
yeah.
had.
Yep, with
The
some weird
Safari
with a-
font from the
music
90s.
is the music with a lot of drums is playing, right?
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
yeah.
Background too.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is.
That's the
Yeah,
one.
it sure is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Cheery, you got a first thought?
Similar to JC, my first note is related to the medium in which I watched it. I'm gonna parrot a YouTube comment from the video that I watched this on that said, I love that African song in the beginning. So moving. R.I.P. Jim Barney."
Yep. Right. See. All right, Optimuts, you got a first thought?
Not really. Yeah. So my first note was I saw the blackface. I should rephrase it. Let me take a step back here. I was one of the last people to watch the movie, and people had been telling me before it that blackface, So I was kind of expecting blackface at every turn. So as they started doing the title sequence and the camera was rotating around a tribal warrior who would like look up, look around, and then he would the camera would pan to Ernest who's looking around. I was waiting for it to be Ernest in blackface, just like this is me being incognito.
Yep.
Not great.
God.
I was really terrified of the blackface boogeyman most of this movie.
I thought he was going to pop up at one
that's
point
a
and be
sense
full
I'm gonna
blackface.
Full blackface. You never go full blackface.
Yeah.
Well, Lawrence of Olivier did in the movie cartoon. So there a lot of greats have gone. I'm not defending it at all, but a lot of greats have gone.
Oh boy.
So,
Sounds like you were
boy.
defending it.
Oh, God,
that
that was
literally
such a
sounded like a
screenshot.
defense.
Oh,
well, gosh, when you just try to defend your guy, Big Ern, I you know how I like Ernest. I'm a goofball too a little. Him trying to imitate each animal as it came up. I don't know if you noticed that. Like each animal that came up, he tried to do an impression of. I just was shaking my head the whole time. Like, what did we really get ourselves into?
The whole intro was very interesting.
Yeah, it's really something else. Then we get into. Does it even tell us where we are here to begin? Does it give a location?
I don't
Ohio,
think so.
we are. Oh wait, no.
We open with the scene of what was my original first note, which was Africana Jones.
Yeah, I think you're just supposed to just assume that you're in Africa, right? Because it's just a bunch of guys stereotypically dressed as African tribesmen carrying somebody in a net, right?
At some point in the movie, they say somewhere in Central Africa. They're supposed to be. I know at some point that's the first this is where you are. This is somewhere in Central Africa.
All right, yeah,
Not the
let's not
first
split hairs on
time.
that.
This will be a recurring bit in the movie of where is this taking place?
Mm-hmm.
Because they open with it sounded like South African music, and then they if they say it's in Central Africa, it's like okay, well maybe there's some Arab stuff that kind of comes in later, which
Definitely
there's
is.
some of that in northern Central Africa.
Yeah.
Definitely not South Africa though. There's
No,
also an
not at all.
Indian guy who shows up. There is an Indian population in parts of Africa, so that could work. But anyway,
It also looks like
we'll return to
Massachusetts.
this.
I have theories about this. I'll go ahead and just blow this right now, so we can watch the whole movie with this frame of reference. Whenever I saw Ernest Goes to Africa in 1997, I was like, oh, I wonder when George of the Jungle came out. And George of the Jungle came out a few months before this, in July of the same year. So then I started to realize that I think what this movie was supposed to be an Indiana Jones parody set in India, but George of the Jungle popped the absolute fuck off, and they were like, oh shit, we need to do some reshoots and set this as Ernest Goes to Africa, to try to capitalize on essentially the white man in Africa thing that's been really popular this year, and I think they tried to just retcon an Indiana Jones movie set in India into a Ernest Goes to Africa caper.
Also, from the creators of Optimus Prime teaches you that Los Angeles isn't next to the coast. I'll have a geography update for you a little bit later on.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
How many places are 10 miles? How many of these places are 10 miles west of Boston?
Yeah, they have a second floor walk up that has the shoreline right there.
Yeah, yeah.
So usually Pete Bell's apartment.
Pete Bell's
You can see
looking over,
Kilimanjaro out of
yeah.
one window and the coast out of the other.
It's time for
looking
Pete Bell
over.
and Ernest to both take a hike. Great job, idiots. Continue.
Okay, so
Sorry.
we get Illinois Smith here
yeah.
stealing
So
some
this dude-
diamonds.
Well, this dude, he sneaks in like a Mack truck. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he doesn't even make it try to be sneaky, but he gets in there. I don't know how those guys are still sleeping when he's just crushing over every single thing that's in his way. Yeah, Findiana Jones or Fondiana Jones, whatever you, Fodiana Jones. Steals those
Fondlana
diamonds.
Jones is a porno movie. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that
it sure is.
That's a different universe.
File.
Yeah, he makes the break for it. Got to get the one like leader of this tribe though. He looks great. He's built as shit with that white shirt on and those teeth.
A lot of these dudes are ripped.
Yeah, he's totally
even with drawn on six packs they all have.
Thank you for noticing.
On their
He's very
back,
confused.
So he gets to this airplane and we see his other buddy in there, Pencil Stash. Who later in the movie I started calling Scott Boris. He just kind of seemed like
I love that.
Just like a real Weasley Scott Boris type person. So yeah, he
told Ernest he could get a 300 million over 10 years if he just holds out a little longer.
Yeah.
Yep. And we learned that he's Thompson.
Like an Ernest Bellinger.
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
Oh god, Ernest got fucked into a couple 1-year prove it deals and had to do Ernest goes to Africa and then goes to army because he couldn't get his war up.
Scott Boris fucked his contract and made him work a week later on Ernest goes to the army.
Yep.
His war wasn't high enough to get into theaters anymore, so he had to do direct video.
More Ernest goes to the army. Great shout.
Watches above replacement.
God. That's a beautiful.
Oh man.
Shit. So we meet Ernest here, ass up, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the first shot. We don't even see his face. All we see is his buns. Then we get his face. I never knew Ernest as a mechanic. Did anybody else in my life? I knew him as a shitty mechanic.
Snake, as we find out very quickly, he's not, in fact, a mechanic.
So how did he? He must have. It's a sweet car he's working on, though.
Yeah, it is.
Mustang. This lady's a real Karen. A total bitch. She's hating Ernest. But, it's just classic Ernest stuff in the car, ripping everything out.
Yeah, in her defense, she's like, what are you doing down there? And what he's doing is trashing her really nice car.
Yeah, calling her a Karen. He's like, women rarely understand this stuff. As he just pulls shit out of her car. What is he doing?
I love the line though
from the get-go.
He pulls all those wires out. He's like, they put stuff in here you don't need anyway.
You don't need anymore. Idiot.
He's right though. There's always stuff you don't need. There's always a few extra screws.
My
spark plug
dad
here
knows
there.
car stuff. Yeah, my dad knows car stuff, and like, there's always like a screw left over when he's done working on something.
But if he works on it enough times, eventually the car is just one screw.
Yep.
Like he slowly loses each piece of the car every time.
Well, I think Boris must have seen Ernest chuck in this purse because he got a chooch. It was that emergency stop because the car was going up to. He ripped her stereo out, right?
Oh, it's a great move.
He only threw one shoe.
Yep. Well,
who throws a shoe? She's wearing a sleeveless business suit, by the way. I don't know if everybody noticed that.
Yeah, that's a look.
It's a great look.
Well, Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, very power. But it's like, it's summertime. She's got the sleeves off.
Meanwhile, this motherfucker can't just say help.
Nope. No, he sure can't.
Great. It starts a recurring theme for me, which is my common thread for the movie, wishing Ernest would die.
Oh, well, you got your wish.
I'll go ahead and bring up a note. I'll go ahead and bring up a note from later. Ernest is an eldritch
life on the
being,
line, and everybody knows it.
Unconstrained by time or space.
Yep, his legs shaking as he's trying to keep the car from getting crushed at the roof is fucking great.
Yeah, like he's gonna fucking He-Man that shit and make it so that he's fine.
I really thought he was gonna push it back down. I really did.
Reverse bench press up building. Yeah. Great job.
Yep.
Well, this was the point where I started playing around with the playback speed options on YouTube.
Nice.
Embrace.
Went to like 2. I ended up settling on 1.5 because the 2 you couldn't really understand any dialogue. 1.5 you could.
I got,
Wheels,
about,
you'll get there
I got
eventually.
about 45 minutes in before I started going 1.5 speed.
I love the confession. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my confession.
Snake put it at 0.25 just to offset.
Yep.
Yeah, I've watched it twice at 0.25. Just
He's
to make
watching
sure
it
that we're
frame
even.
by fucking frame.
Know what I mean?
It's a series of Snake's just going through a series of still shots in a book or something of the movie.
He's got a flip book. He's got the old school
Yeah.
flip book.
Yeah.
Every
I can play whatever speed I want.
movie on a coffee table book.
Actually,
Holy
you gotta
shit.
put it. You have to load it from the top, and then you use the crank on the right side, to flip through the pictures.
Cranking it?
And it just.
Classic Snake crank.
And that's how I'm watching. Yeah, while I'm watching Ernest, I'm cranking it.
Jesus.
Isolate
Yeah.
that.
What, you guys surprised?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know why.
Why did you think he likes it so much?
Take me to Africa.
Yep.
So immediately, well, we're not quite to Africa yet, but immediately canned. Obviously, Ernest is canned. And then we get to meet our waitresses, right?
Oh boy.
Yeah, Rene. I didn't catch the other lady's name.
The only name in this movie I know is Ernest. I didn't catch a single other name from anybody. If she has a name, I'm unaware of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Rene was the lady that he was after, but I didn't catch the other lady's name. So we meet Rene.
Call her Lisa.
Call her Lisa. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
And she's talking about what Illinois Smith and Ernest is being weird as shit as always, putting his face up on the glass. Which
calls that one the smashed apricot.
Yep.
Yeah, which was a little weird to be honest. I didn't necessarily like that term.
The restaurant is called The Outback. I didn't realize that. Instead of just Outback, it's The Outback in the background.
I didn't know that this movie knew what my grandpa used to call Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah.
We're going to the Outback.
Yeah. These two scumbags giving her shit too.
Oh my God.
Old lady next to him. How about that line she pulls on Ernest? She's really got you by the short hair.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yep.
I mean, the guy's giving her shit. They had like a very basic order, and she messed it up.
Yeah. Over easy and runny. Yeah. What? Over easy is runny. Why would you specify that?
We're 10 minutes in, and this movie absolutely hates women.
Yeah, it does.
Yep.
Holy shit.
I don't think Ernest Saves Christmas was this
90s.
misogynistic.
No, it wasn't.
No, not at all. That's why even the thing was like, women don't understand. He was like, wait, what? What was that, Ernest? It's not the Ernest I know.
So this is late career Ernest.
Yeah, the Ernest I know is just a bit of a sexual deviant.
I don't know.
This Ernest is a compiler.
This Ernest is DHing only against lefties. He's Albert Pujols that last year.
Ernest commenting that women don't know anything about cars was maybe the best part of the first half hour of the movie.
Oh, easy, Citrus.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It just kind of came out of nowhere. I was like shocked into laughter.
Well,
what do you think? As he's doing the apricot smash, what do you think goes through his brain as he's like doing that for the check?
A bullet.
I wonder, like what is he thinking? Like, all right, I'm gonna smash my face at this window once again.
When do I get a cigarette?
He's just cussing out his agent.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't have gotten out of this yet. Like, yeah.
These fries are not cooked. By the way,
he just keeps eating fries off of someone else's plate like an asshole.
These fries are so soft looking.
Oh
yeah,
they're like raw potato.
Move. They touch almost every single fry on the plate too, because she starts moving them around to make it look like he hasn't taken.
She's fluffing.
Yeah. Yep. I used to call a guy I knew fluffs. It's got to be fluffing at the club.
I like. This is the great line when he tells the lady, Ernest and the lady's talking to him. He tells him about the short hair.
Yep.
He tells them something. He goes, "Oh, he's like, whatever. He's like, I'm just gonna have to give her a little bit of that old world charm. You know what I mean?" And she goes, "Unfortunately, I do." And I'm like, "Yep, Ernest and this lady fucked for sure." He came in, did the apricot smash. He gave her some of that fucking Ernest P. Worrell jive, and then they were in the sack.
Cut to apricot smash.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why he named it the apricot smash. You saw the color of her hair,
Yeah, exactly.
right? Yeah.
Jesus
Booyah.
Christ.
works.
Then we cut to Ernest at what looks like a street fair,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Yo,
He's talking-
farmer's market.
This movie really looks
Yeah,
like shit
maybe.
on my TV, by the way.
Yeah, it does.
It
It was
looks
an SD.
terrible. It looks terrible on Freevee.
Yep.
Well, it's worse on YouTube.
I swear I kept doing like internet speed tests. I kept checking the routers. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with the internet? And, like at one point we put on something else. It's like, see, and it was like crystal clear. I was like, oh no, it's just this movie. Is like my fucking glasses were blurred. It
Yep,
looks.
it's SD.
He starts to finger fuck this birdhouse now.
Yeah, and there's only rock, flag, and eagle, baby, because there's only one color pattern.
Yep.
Birdhouse.
Why is he putting the finger in there anyway?
The American flag, baby.
Bro,
And I'm
you
proud
cannot. Don't
to be an
question that.
American.
That's how you test the merchandise? You put a
Yeah.
finger in? You
Yeah,
drop
bro.
a digit in a birdhouse.
You tell me you see a hole, you're not going to try to put your finger into it. A finger-sized hole, you're not going to put your finger
Who
in it.
hasn't fingered a birdhouse?
Who-
Me,
me?
I haven't.
I
fingered a
have.
birdhouse.
You're
I-
walking around, you see like a hole in the fence, you stick your finger through the hole. It's natural reaction. It's just like what you do.
I would say it's a
don't know
natural
about
impulse.
that.
But
There
to
you
do it is not natural, but to want to do it is. I'll give you that. But I always resist. I'm like, no, because there's gonna be a bear that's gonna eat my finger with sticking
Because
it
I'm
through that
not
fucking hole.
14 and have been watching Ernest since I was 9. Get out of here.
I'm also
I'm
afraid of the
insane.
bear behind the
I'm a
fence.
completely
JC.
sane
Yes.
human
know?
being. That's why I'm not sticking my finger in every single
Yeah.
hole I come across.
Yeah, but Ernest
Having
can't help himself.
having just loaded up the bird feeders this morning, I have stuck a finger in a birdhouse. So I have, some of us have.
I'm
to,
not
some
saying
of us
you
don't.
do it every time, but yeah, like, come on, it's not that weird. Like, you see a
Well,
birdhouse
important
with a
caveat
finger-sized
here.
hole, you think, oh, but my finger would fit in there, and then you try it, and it does. I mean,
Does not
Ernest
for
knows
Ernest.
that he is invulnerable. Nothing can touch him.
Showers must be real
Yeah.
weird.
So if you are the man of steel, just stick your finger into anything. Nothing can hurt you.
That's
That's what I'm
true.
saying.
That's a great point. Yeah, it gets stuck, but like he's fine. Also, very
Yeah.
surprised that Ernest has $40 on him.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a severance pay for
In
the
the
fucking
90s.
workshop.
Yeah.
He stole it from
Fuck
that
out.
lady's wallet.
And he, has
Yeah.
he can't get food because he spent it on the birdhouse.
Yeah, he's fucked. And then here comes Fank Azaria because it's fake. Fake
Yep.
Azaria.
Yep.
I was calling him Fank.
I call him the same thing the whole time. Like
Of course.
the guy literally looks like they wanted Hank Azaria, but he was busy, so like got this guy.
Yep, 100%.
These henchmen though.
100%. Because these henchmen in black suits with glasses and one of them having a ponytail,
Oh yeah.
right? Ponytail henchman is like, you have to have it. Just have
I don't know
to.
about. They're not even black. They're like tan on my screen because it's so blurry. Like the one guy's wearing like a brown suit,
Like, they were black suits on my screen, so.
like he's fucking
Yeah,
Dwight
that.
Schrute. The brown suit and a red tie because it looks so bad on the TV.
Two Shroots chasing you, that's fucking terrifying.
Oh, this cop!
Mhm.
Wow, this cop's uniform is sick.
Well, Ernest is just walking around the main
Yeah.
way, just swinging his hand around with that damn birdhouse, just being a dipshit. Yeah, smacks that cop in the head.
Does this guy have shoe polish
No.
on?
Which guy, Hank? Fank Azaria?
Yeah.
You mean?
Yeah.
I was wondering the
I
same
couldn't
thing.
tell.
His
Yeah, it
voice
looks like
does
he
not
might-
sound very authentic.
He could also just be like, could be from like Texas or something and just have a tan. But like, he's kind of, I don't know.
I think he might have had a heavy makeup job, but maybe
Yeah,
not quite the shoe
something.
polish treatment.
Yeah. Not, well, we'll get to the shoe polish later.
Just a little bit of bronzer.
He was
Yeah.
in the chair right next to Luke Gossett during Enemy Mine.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, a couple years later. Then we meet Bazoo. And Scott Boras comes back with,
Yeah.
he brings in UCL Puig with him. He's got Puig, whoever. I was just trying to think of some yoked baseball player.
Yeah.
Ernest there. Then Ernest finds the diamonds, obviously.
It's a great yada 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 for the audience.
Yeah.
No, but that's how I
Well,
felt. No, this is a
I
good
mean-
summary. This is exactly how I felt sitting through this. Even at,
Yeah.
I think I was at double speed here. I was like,
At this
whatever.
point,
Why are we
at
not in
this point-
Africa? I think I actually skipped
Yeah,
15
me and you both. We
minutes.
should have gone to Africa a lot quicker.
I
This is-
literally just clicked ahead 15 minutes.
I will say this is one of the many points in the movie that made me feel towards the end that this was a very long 90 minutes.
Yep.
For a 90-minute movie, it was long. So like you guys watching it at more than normal speed is actually the move.
Yeah.
Because this movie like really some of these parts, like this whole thing with finding the diamonds, like this all dragged.
I was prepared to tap out with 15 minutes left, but I went back and held my nose and just toughed it out.
Do you think that this scene, this
ahead.
whole thing with the diamonds, would have felt less like extra if this movie were called like Ernest P. Worrell and the Crystal Skull? Like, if this was just a clear Indiana Jones parody, this like makes sense to the plot. But because it's Ernest Goes to Africa, why the fuck do I care about this whole like, diamond caper?
Yeah, Ernest in the Eyes of Egoli or something.
Yeah, like if it was Ernest in the Eyes of Egoli, and it was a very clear like
Until just now, by the way, because I never have movies on with subtitles, but I turned them on just as like a fast forward through it because I didn't take any notes. And I thought the whole time they were saying the eyes of the goalie, like a hockey goalie.
God. Yeah.
So I was very confused the whole time. I was waiting for like some kind of pun related to hockey to come up later because that's all I kept hearing was eyes of the goalie. Yeah.
So yeah, then Ernest, the cop is kind of chasing him. He screams and it cuts right to Hank. He's screaming in the limo because of a cobra. And excuse me, sir, but that is not a cobra.
No,
it's not even anything close to a cobra. I did like the move of them dropping all the snakes into the sunroof with the doors locked.
Oh yeah.
Throwback to Ernest Saves Christmas when Ernest had a truck full of snakes.
Yep. That's right.
Ernest loves
did we
the
yada
snake.
yada over our first real bout with racism, which was the guy with the Arab accent?
Oh yeah, I have one of my few notes is that this guy's voice is 20 CB.
Yeah, very
We're
much.
talking about
Oh no, this is supposed to be like Indian
it's
or
Frank
Arab.
Azaria. Yeah, his accent
generally
is
Oriental.
Yeah.
All over the place.
Oof. Not good.
Or really, everyone's introduction to this type of voice was simply Apu from The Simpsons.
Yeah, that's
pretty
what.
Much.
Yeah,
That's what
essentially,
he's
they
going
wanted
for.
to get Apu, couldn't get him, and so they found this guy.
Yep.
They figured Azaria does the voice, so it's fine. But it's like, but he's a cartoon. Like
even
seeing
then, I
him do
don't
the
think he
voice,
does the voice
seeing him
anymore.
do the he stopped. But like if you see him do the voice, I'm sure it's gonna hit a little different.
It hit a lot different.
Like, you
see
think
it
so,
live.
Yeah, like that's
Good
what we're
God.
watching. We're watching like a live read of Apu, and it's not great.
No, not in any way.
Like I said, I did like that scene when they poured the snakes in, but it was as fake as that De Niro scene we saw. 'Cause you could see those snakes were so fake. When they showed the inside, it was just like a bunch of little rubber hard snakes that you buy at the store. The Dollar General's gonna have 10 snakes in a bag for $2.
I don't know. I enjoyed the snakes through the sunroof too.
I
feel like
it was
this should be more of a thing that happens.
Yeah, it
Just
was
a
great.
limo full of snakes to off a guy. What a way to do it in style.
Yeah, I hate snakes so much.
Why'd it have to be snakes?
Yeah,
This house is a
exactly.
shithole.
Yeah, it is really a shithole. My first question here when we see Ernest again is where's his mutt? Doesn't he always have a dog?
Yeah.
Right?
They couldn't
didn't see
afford
the
it for the
dog.
straight. They couldn't afford a dog for the straight to video release.
No, their budget is very much lacking.
Since I didn't watch Ernest Saves Christmas, this is my first intro to Ernest's house. And what in the Pee-wee's Playhouse is this fucking house?
Yep. Oh, it's great. It's ridiculous.
It's his style.
Ernest's place in Orlando is a lot better than this.
Yeah.
Summer home.
All the stuff that he finds anywhere, he just grabs it and brings them home.
Which
like fucking order.
Do we all know of a person or at least a house nearby us that looks pretty much like that? Or is that more of a rural thing?
There's definitely some near me. If I go like a few blocks over to like certain areas where I live, like there's definitely houses like that. With just tons of shit everywhere.
Just massive amounts of shit in the yard.
Like they're having a garage sale all the time.
Yeah, you need to. No decoration is too gaudy. Is too much. There's no theme. The theme is decorations.
Yeah. Behold my stuff.
Yep. And like that intro thing said too. Of course, yeah, he makes a yo-yo. Ernest is badass with that yo-yo though.
He's rocking the cradle right now.
Yeah, I'm literally watching him go around the world right now.
Yeah. It's not bad. I'm not gonna lie. He does that quick. The rock the cradle.
Oh yeah,
Like,
he kills Rock the
immediately
Cradle.
goes into
You
it.
think that's
It's great.
legit? You think Jim Varney really is like a yo-yo whiz?
Oh hell yeah.
I think so. Yeah, because I mean, this movie didn't have the chops to be able to fake him doing a rock the cradle.
Well, that's kind of what
Like,
I
he
was, what I
definitely
was
had to
thinking.
pull
It seemed
that
like he
off.
just did that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he just. That's why like, it's like I don't know. I like yo-yos, so to me, I was actually kind of impressed by that.
Yeah, I don't mind a
the gold-
yo-yo.
I used to like
Goldfish
yo-yos,
on
but
the
I was
brain.
really bad at them.
Yeah,
That brand of jean jacket he's wearing, or that vest he's wearing, that's a Wrangler. It's a Wrangler denim he's wearing there too.
damn
Some
right
kid
it
will
is.
give you like $250 for that fucking jean jacket, right? Or that.
I hardly
vest
know
now.
her.
Yeah, that fish. He hits the fish. Fish.
Yep.
Classic move by Ernest, just being a dipshit. Kills his fish. Jake's
Yeah.
dead.
Oh god, that
Oh man,
I
this
didn't like
computer.
that scene.
Tonga, Africa. See, we
Yep.
get. Hold on.
Wait,
We get
Conga?
Agent
But yeah, it was
32.
like Central Africa.
I think he's Agent
Oh,
32,
Katanga. I thought you said
right?
Conga. What is
I
Katanga?
think. So I don't know what Agent 32 has to do with it, but that's what they're thinking Ernest is too.
Yeah.
Katanga sounds like a rejected Mortal Kombat character.
Yeah. Really does.
My apologies.
Really,
Sounds like
really
one of
does.
the proposed names for Wakanda that was rejected by Disney.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, hashtag justice for Jake.
Oh
He
god, yeah,
deserved better.
Yeah.
they have
Fuck.
no
Really did.
they have no concept of the size of this continent. They have Katanga is up here. It says Democratic Republic of Congo, like down here by like Zambia and Tanzania and shit. So like squarely Central Africa.
It's also weird
Well-
that it's in Africa. It's the palace of Prince Abdul Kazim, and I'm like,
Yeah.
in Katanga, maybe
In
Morocco.
Northern Africa,
Well-
that for sure
Yeah.
could be a case.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
at first
I
I
had
thought
the-
they were
the
in
note-
Morocco, then I realized that they were in, like exact opposite of Morocco, which
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
very far
I had to
south.
note that this movie is the reason why no American can place any African country on a map.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
this was
I think this
literally
movie is a
jetting around the
symptom.
continent in every
Yeah.
scene.
I think
Yeah.
this is a symptom of that disease, not necessarily the cause.
So,
No,
like,
this,
so, like,
this is the cause.
like,
This
at
is
the
it.
very begin- at the
I've
beginning, when they
identified
first- when they first show like stuff, like they show you in Africa, it says like Central Africa. I'm like, all right, but now you have like clearly like Middle Eastern style villains, so like that has to be North Africa. But then later, like, yeah, where are you taking us in the car? It's like, yeah, Johannesburg. Wait, that's fucking. You know how far that is, dude? Like, what are we doing? Why are we all over Africa in this whole movie?
Yeah, the
There's
issue
no
was the
rhyme or
South
reason to
Africa
it.
component.
Yeah,
Like in Nigeria, you could have stuff like this.
it says
Yeah.
damn near Antarctica. What are you talking about? You're just going to South
Yeah.
Africa. You give me a ride to South Africa in the middle of fucking. Like, I'd be like, no, you gotta get the fuck out. Like, I'm not going that far.
Give me a
drives
ride
it.
to South Africa.
Yeah,
He drives his pickup.
Like, dude, I live
Just
20
drives his
20
side.
minutes from
Yeah.
here, man.
land
Like,
down in
I'm
the
not close to
Ivory
that.
Coast and call an Uber down to like, Johannesburg.
Yeah,
hmm
Fuck me.
quick
Ernest
$60,000
and-
trip.
They're having some spies on Ernest, and he makes those two. I mean, they're massive diamonds. He makes it into a yo-yo. Rene just shits on him. I mean, just shits on him.
Yep.
Ernest, I mean, it's a decent gift, but he just totally gets gut punched and called a loser.
Well,
And that old lady that he had banged, she tries to console him and said, "Hey, maybe I'll give him a consoled bang again." But I don't
This
care.
fucking lady says, I
Yep.
need a man. And then says no to Ernest. Like, no, not that bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, thank
Yeah,
you.
she's got some sass
Well,
to her though. That Renee.
and so it was around this time that she's talking about Ernest isn't exciting, he doesn't do anything, he's just boring, blah blah blah.
Yep. Ordinary schmo.
Up to 1997, this is what Ernest had goddamn done. Ernest had gone to camp, he had saved Christmas, he had went to jail, he had
Mhm.
been scared stupid, he had ridden again, and he had went to school and gotten some goddamn magical sneakers from Kareem Angel. Like,
Yep.
you're telling me this isn't an exciting man of action? And like, she'll learn, like she clearly learns by the end of the movie
But
who Ernest
but he
really
also-
is. But
Yeah.
I mean, the balls on this lady to tell me Ernest isn't exciting.
I mean, spoiler alert, she also moves the goalpost. So,
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
he's
she-
got the.
Yeah, he does.
Turns out she
He's
just
got
doesn't
the
like
good line
Ernest.
though. When he's telling me how ordinary he is, he's like, I mean, even when I was a kid and went trick or treating, I never went more than 2 houses away.
Yep. What a dork.
Like, I love that kind of stupid shit that he always randomly says. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's
that
so,
shit was
it's so
funny.
stupid. Fucking Ernest.
It's just that classic Ernest humor. You know?
Optimus hates us.
Yeah, he does. He's just fumed.
I've muted my microphone.
That was when I made that Bernie meme where I said I'm once again asking for continuity in the Ernest verse.
Yep.
Where I wanted her to know that Ernest was like temporarily Santa Claus.
Yeah.
He's a BAMF.
Air brakes.
Oh God. Air brakes. So yeah, we meet. I think we get to see the Kazim. I don't know how you.
Kazim. Yeah.
So we meet him, the chosen one. And then Rene is kidnapped.
Yo, hold on, real quick. We can't yada yada over this. So the chosen one gets introduced. He gets out of his car, and this guy who intros him and talks to the chosen one, who gets shit on by the chosen one, is absolutely crestfallen when he walks past him. He is so upset. He's got his ass completely off at this point. He's so sad that the chosen one's just like, whatever. I'm over here now.
Yeah.
It's great. I thought at first. I didn't realize it till now, and I've watched. This is the third time I'm watching it through. Oh God. But he's just carrying a golf club. I thought it was a cane always, but he's carrying like a putter. Kazim is. So I didn't realize that. Yeah, it was a putter that he's carrying when he gets out of that car.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you always gotta be prepared, man. You never know when the cry of golf will come. You need to be ready.
You gotta be ready. You have to get ready if you stay ready.
They definitely had the meeting of like, look, we forgot to get a cane. Here, I have this golf club though. No one will notice. And you know what? They were right.
Bring your clubs along. Yeah, I did.
No one's gonna watch this 3 times to notice that it's a golf club.
3 times in less than 24 hours.
Yeah, you know.
Snake over there, like
5x speed,
like the fucking Joker. They didn't count on me.
Yeah.
Yep. So Renee's kidnapped, and she's kind of put up there. She's hanging on all fours, kind of thing on that.
This
put her on the rack.
Yeah, she is. It is kind of a sexy scene.
Yeah.
She's sassing hard back at him the whole time, trying to give him what they want. But all she's saying is, "That's what he gave me, the yo-yo," and he's holding Eyes of Egoli in his hand. And Bazoo is being real threatening.
You pool balls, she calls them.
Her apron says "Want a waffle."
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I just saw it pan up as I'm kind of watching right now. It just says "Want a waffle."
I like that
Go ahead.
the goon looks like Charles Barkley's cousin.
He does a little bit. Yep.
Yeah.
He does.
He does.
All there.
These henchmen have the worst suits of all time on.
Yeah, they do.
Everybody's dressed terribly.
Doesn't she even call out their cheap suits later?
Yeah.
Yes.
Calls them out. She tropes them, actually.
Yeah.
You can pull my arms out of your sockets if you want. I don't care, but it's not going to get you, Ernest. Okay, Miss Loomis. Yeah, so it's like...
Also, Ernest's Lego
don't give
phone
a fuck
here is
about
great.
Ernest. Yes, and that's what we get to. Maybe my personal favorite scene is just when he cuts to Ernest answering a Lego phone.
Credit where it's due. That's a good phone.
Yeah. Oh, it's incredible.
I don't think I've ever seen one like that before.
No, it's really cool looking.
I think he just picks it up and puts it to his ear. Doesn't say anything. He just lifts it. He never says hello. He just lifts it and puts it to his ear.
That's like classic movie trope
phone.
shit. I'm gonna hit the trope sounder on that. Like, not saying hello or goodbye is a massive movie trope.
I kind of want to try it.
And this leather sack
with
the phone
if you
sitting
do
in.
this. Sit there silently when somebody picks the phone.
Someone will say it. They'll say hello because they'll notice it stopped ringing. They'll go hello, but it'll be a very awkward start to the conversation.
Yeah,
it's great.
Hello?
Like, you called me, start talking.
Why didn't you say hey
in response instead of saying anything?
Yeah. Why didn't you say hey when you answered? I was doing a bit like from the movies.
Yeah.
What do you mean from the movie? You know how in movies no one says hello. What do you mean no one says hello?
You ever see Ernest Goes to Africa?
Yep, I was waiting for it. Let me tell you about Ernest Goes to Africa.
Yeah, all right. So let me send you a YouTube link.
You know what I mean, Vern?
That's what gets him bringing. Oh, there it is.
There it is. Needed one of those in this.
I don't have to do it.
Yeah, I was. I mean, I guess I say I'm surprised. I don't know why Vern would be in Africa, but I wish Vern had been in Africa. Like, why didn't we get a Vern Vern
Yeah,
segment.
you wish.
Vern
Moved
noticed.
to Africa to get away from Ernest.
This goes back to my
Thank you.
pitch for Ernest Goes to Israel, right? Where
Well,
Oh,
hey,
boy.
like I said, that's for a different podcast. We need to remember that every week we have this discussion. That is Ernest in Israel is a totally different podcast.
Now, is
Don't
that
think we
before
need-
or after Yogi nukes Denver?
Rob Sandbanks.
Like it's the
Ask me more
same day.
questions.
You find
I
out
think-
live
Holy
during
shit.
the movie.
I think Yogi
It's
moved
an
Denver in
attack.
response to what happens when Ernest goes to Israel.
Also, Sherry,
Oh,
that's not
God.
your pitch. That's the YouTube comment pitch from the biggest dork I've ever seen. On
No,
TV.
he pitched the concept. I pitched Jim, or not Jim Varney, Ernest stumbling and goofing his way into joining Hamas, and then brokering a two-state solution because
Jesus
Vern
Christ.
is the Israeli negotiator, and he just bumbles in and just destroys the room. And Vern,
Weekend at
Vern's
Bernie's.
just like,
Yeah.
okay, whatever, man.
I'm just gonna keep hitting us with fucking Vern titles.
I'm glad that Sherry has solved Middle East peace.
Yeah, all you gotta do is have Ernest and Vern get in a room together, and man, we'll hash this shit out.
I'm imagining him with a rubber chicken and like one of those like squeaky clown noses, like walking into like a just like a room full of bodies.
Ernest at the G20 and just like.
I think that's enough. We'll need to tighten that up.
Ernest and Bernie Sanders.
I'm
Yeah,
leaving all
so,
that in. That was great.
Scott Boris tells him to meet it in Hangar 6, and I thought,
Oh boy.
that could be Ernest's nickname is Hangar 6. That's what you
yeah.
see when Ernest drops his jaws is just
It's 6 to midnight.
yeah, but Ernest comes in.
This whole scene is
Obviously,
ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, like always, he's got to.
What is his plan? What is this fucking? I mean, because he walks in, the guy tells him, which I love, put the stuff down on the tray on the left, and he goes, okay, and he turns immediately to a pile of boxes on his right, and he's like, no, your other left.
Fucking
And
idiot.
it's like, but then he does like, she's basically telling him, like, just put the fucking eyes down. He's like, put their stuff down. He's like, I don't have their stuff. I'm like, dude, you're not even gonna fake like you have it and it's nearby or anything like that, but you're just gonna like, nope, don't have it. I'm just here.
I think
Yeah,
it's
there's no
funny that
weapon.
someone thinks that he has a plan at any point.
That's fair. Yeah.
Do you look like a
That's a
man
good
with a
call.
plan?
Yeah. He's not-
Like, look at him.
He brushed his teeth
Guy's
and that was
fucking
where it
eating
stopped.
glue.
Yeah.
He is kind of a glue eater.
He literally ate
Yeah.
Give me that. Oh, God damn it.
Ernest, he's great.
Can't believe
But I
I
love
did
there's a great one of my votes for killer scene. There's this part where he tells the guy to search him. He starts tapping his head, like feeling on Ernest's face real weird. And he's tapping him down. When he gets to his waist, he stops. Ernest like turns, they both like snap and look at each other real weird. And he continues like to pat him down. Like, it's just great.
Yep.
I love the way they just pause and they stare at each other like,
Oh, I know,
little tension. Little tension with Agent 32.
Old Agent 32, Marcus
Yeah.
Allen.
Yeah.
So yeah, he gets obviously Ernest just stumbles in, gets bonked on the head, and they put him in a gunny sack. They throw him in a plane with Rene. They say, "Hey, we're gonna go to Africa." Well, and they're both like, "Africa, like New York City," but
And the
Ohio,
producers shove in
Africa
some
is a-
B-roll of like wildebeests, so we know it's Africa and not India like it was originally supposed to be.
How long do you think it would take to get to Africa from Deacon County, Ohio?
Good lord.
Long flight. You gotta go through Europe.
You're going,
Yeah.
what,
At
10
least
hours?
20 hours.
Oh,
The
especially in that plane.
good time to mention now.
Mhm.
So Africa is like a massive place,
Yeah,
and so it's just saying we're going to Africa. Really doesn't narrow it down
yeah. It's like
That's the
it's
most
like someone's
American
like, "Oh, where you
shit.
from?"
a good like
It's like somebody asks where
wiggle
you're from.
room
"Oh,
of
America."
5,000 miles.
I'm from America, yes.
Yeah. Like, what do you mean?
I'm going to
Look it up.
California.
Yeah. Like they'll just mail you something to America. Like that's just a street that I put. It's just
Snake Plissken, America.
yeah. It just arrives. At his
It'll
door
get
somehow.
They end up at the Bongani Airport, which is a real place in South Africa. And this
But
is
not a
good.
real airport.
Optimus Prime. It's a real place, not a real airport. But
Yeah, I
yes,
looked
a
at
real
the
place.
airport. I was very
South
disappointed.
All right.
There we go. This has been your geography update with Optimus.
Oh, thank
I love
God.
that Ernest
Geoptimus.
is the entire time Ernest
Geoptimus.
is in that sack, he's talking. He
Oh,
does
yeah.
not shut the fuck up.
Never
He's-
shuts up.
And the guy, because I laughed because the guy tells me, like, yeah, take him wherever and make him talk. And I'm like, make him talk? I'm like, are you not listening to this fucking dude? Doesn't stop. He's been talking for 15 hours on a flight to Africa.
And then somehow, there's the transfer from the plane to the back of this little Datsun,
Yep.
the cab or whatever it was. And obviously, Ernest bumbles his way out of there.
Of course.
And somehow bumbles his way out of the gunny sack. Right? So all of a sudden he's out. And he's got to have a concussion by now. When he got bonked on the head, he smashed his head.
Falls out of a
his
moving car.
Yeah.
You have like brain matter in order to be concussed.
Yeah.
That's what the form of
Ernest
injury is.
Ernest ain't
I'm not
working with
sure
a
we
lot.
need to worry about that with Ernest.
You also have to be human to suffer injuries to the human body.
Yeah,
That's true.
He's
Yeah.
impervious. He's an angel.
Yeah.
He's fallen to earth.
It's
Angel
around this
P.
time
World.
that it's around this time where Ernest falls off a bridge, and I do enjoy the idea of to show and really hammer home the point that someone fell off a bridge into water. That no matter how high up they are, water comes on the screen.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love
I
that.
love
that.
That
Yeah.
was so
I really
good.
did like that.
Fucking
it
idiot.
made me laugh. It
They
made
just
me
had a little
laugh.
water
Yeah.
jet. They just said, "Psst."
Yeah. So water jet, there's some guy down there with a bucket.
He fell 200 feet.
Yeah. After he falls past you, just fucking yeet this bucket up there. You need to get a good shot.
It made me
We'll add the splash sound
gotta
in
admit.
post.
That's a
Yeah.
Bazoo taking his shirt off.
Yeah, that's when it cuts to Bazoo taking his shirt off and Boris saying Bazoo will attend to your
All
desire.
of this is awkward.
Yeah, so I thought for a second there we were going from Ernest Goes International to Ernest
Yeah.
Goes Interracial. Because
Yeah.
it got real steamy in this
Well,
boiler room.
She
Yeah,
said
this
she
seems
wanted a
weird.
dangerous man.
Yeah. You certainly
what
won't
was
be
more
bored. Yeah, it's bad news, this scene. This is the foul language I think they meant.
Yeah, this is something else. She's sassy as hell though the whole time.
Bazoo doesn't have a single bit of muscle definition.
No.
He's a big guy, but it's just arm meat. There's no actual tone to it.
Just a big lump of clay, no sculpting
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah, like DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah.
We then get to another scene that makes no sense except just to have
Boogie.
Ernest make dumb faces at the camera, where
Those
he
two-
washes up.
Before he washes up though, when it cuts to those two going face to face, Bazoo and Rene, I really
Yeah.
wish it would have cut to somebody eating a 12-inch sub.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cool.
This is
They'll
all
be
the
sticky for
section of the
weeks.
movie that got skipped when I just jumped ahead. I don't think
I
I
don't
missed
know.
anything really.
I don't know how an hour 20 movie has filler, but it has a lot of filler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this sounds not good.
Yeah.
We get a scene where Ernest washes up on shore, immediately gets approached by an alligator, and decides to Three Stooges his ass by fucking putting his fingers inside the nostrils.
I
And we
love
get the
that.
classic.
I did have the same exact thought that you did about the Three Stooges. That comes right after she talks about Bazoo having to be a linebacker and how she was a cheerleader in high school, and she goes, "Well,
Yeah.
I wasn't a cheerleader. I was a bench warmer."
I
The
like
so
cheer
that.
she
Ernest
does.
Make
This
a
brutal-
stupid face.
She does that weird cheer, by the way. That's not a cheer.
That is
never
not a real
cheer.
song.
Yeah. It's not.
Can
By the way,
write
when-
that down?
Don't you can't miss when he does puts the fingers in the alligator's nose. He does the classic Ernest. Yeah,
Yeah, let me just move my jaw back and forth. And scene.
Yeah.
Let's be
God
honest.
damn it.
Also, by the way, he jumped into the river, spits water out. You can't drink river water in Africa.
Oh,
You
Yeah.
you're from
Life
Ohio.
on the line, and everybody knows it.
Yeah. What are you
That's how
thinking?
That's
Yeah.
how he died.
His life
Yeah.
on the line and everybody knows it.
Doing what he
Scene.
loves. Being stupid.
Yeah.
You got a
Killed
brain-eating
Ernest.
parasite.
It's not safe to drink it in Mexico. You think just randomly in South Africa you drink the fucking river water.
Mhm.
Delish. My
In
compliments to the chef.
directional Africa. We don't know
You know?
exactly where. We'll just call it directional
Yeah.
Africa and just.
Oh man.
Oh,
I'm at this.
this is where I really got the Boris vibes from Pencil Stash. It was when he was I can't remember what this other guy, this dude he's talking to,
Yeah.
his name is. He was always kind of negotiating with him.
Mhm.
And that's when he gets Well, when I receive $6 million in my account in the Caymans.
Yeah.
You know, and he's
These henchmen are awful. These two
every one
are
of them
miserable. These guys are so. He's telling the story about like the guy feeding the tongue to the bird or something like that. Like, just like and then laughing like, oh god, it's brutal. The whole scene is so. Like you said, a movie, 90-minute movie. This is like 10 minutes of filler. Is going back and forth between her and Bazoo and these two guys. Like it's all filler.
That's when he's talking about big league ball, right?
Yep, that's Morris. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So then somehow Ernest goes,
oh boy.
When does he get into this goddamn get up? I guess he found the towels on the clothesline.
He's just wearing 2 towels.
Oh
yeah, my heart is hurt a bit.
He's not just wearing 2 towels. He's wearing 2 towels and a lot of shoe polish.
Is it shoe polish or is it mud? He was just off the
that,
riverbank.
my friend, is some shoe polish.
So
we are in brown face.
Hey, like,
in universe, maybe mud.
Yeah, can I justify it by saying Ernest just? I can't say that.
No.
What were you justifying? No, go ahead.
Once he goes,
here's a shovel. Want to dig your grave over here?
Yeah, I'm digging.
Wait.
Digging up bones.
Hey,
I'm digging up bones.
You don't want to walk around down there, Snake.
Yeah.
It is a bad look. It was just out of the river on the riverbank. So could it be mud? That's the question.
Listen, like I said, in the movie, it's meant to be mud, yes, but it's very much in real life. He's in brown face. Yeah. I'm also gonna say on the front end of all that, he's killing the scene. I mean,
hang on. He's not only in brown face. He's in the most over-the-top racist, like Indian, servile servant.
This is incredibly offensive.
Looney Tunes ass. Like, and then another layer.
I love JC sounding off on how
colonial
racist
joints they could find. Like this is the white man's golf course. He's being the little Indian servant at. That's his way in.
Brownface Ernest makes Apu look like a natively born citizen. He looks so good.
Listen, I'm not proud of this.
This was shocking. I could not believe this in 1997. They were putting this out. 'Cause this is some real 1961.
This is why the terrorists hate us.
India shit.
Remember, Mr. Magoo was the same year. Remember what happened in that movie?
Oh God, the blind community.
Yeah,
not the blindies.
Yeah.
The blindies.
Yeah,
I don't think you're allowed to say that.
Listen,
my apologies. We'll put a disclaimer at the end of this.
But this is one of my nominees for Killer Scene.
Oh no! Oh no! JC, I care about you.
I fucking love JC sounding off about how racist this is, just so that he can get enough cachet with the audience to be able to say, "But I fucking love it."
This moment might be my eye gouger.
Ooh. Oh, I got an eye gouger.
Who's also a nominee for the eye gouger.
Yeah. Some of the best scenes are also eye gouger nominees.
Yeah, I like that he said his name was AU after he goes, "Hey you, get over here." He's like, "What's your name?" He's like, "Hey you."
Awesome. Yep. And that guy's in the behind his vehicle, and he just yells up, "Hey you!" And Ernest is to be into, "Yep." And he just runs down there and dumps the golf clubs on the ground.
Yeah. Thank you, chosen one. Who's he says here? Thank you, chosen one, whose urinal is the soup bowl of the poor.
Some good lines,
Wilma,
the lines that he gave are really good.
Ernest is kind of lighting it up in this section of the movie. Yeah. This is the worst and best part of the movie somehow for the next 10 minutes.
The duality of Ernest.
He's working it.
He said, "Oh, exalted one, whose toe jam is the toothpaste of the unworthy." Come on.
Yeah, Ernest is just cooking here.
Urinal is the bowl of the poor.
This scene is simultaneously one of the most offensive scenes ever. I'm like, but he's killing it. I'm sorry, I feel bad about it. He's doing so good. I was laughing. My wife was so uncomfortable. She was starting to laugh. She's like, I don't like this. I don't
want to laugh at this.
You know, I was like, I don't either. I'm like, what can I do? It's fucking Ernest. It's a different time back then.
Oh yeah, it was
1990.
Very good point.
It wasn't that different.
Whose sweat is the nectar
that long
of the
ago.
Yeah. And all the shit that he's saying to the guy when he's fucking talking, like all of that was making me crack up. It was so good. And he's like, "Oh, give me a scotch and soda." And he keeps asking him random like qualifiers, like, "Do you want that with ice?" Like, yeah, cubed or crushed.
Tall glassers. Yes. You want fries with that?
Yeah.
Oh, fries with that got me good.
That killed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that killed it at the end.
That one
Would you
got
like
me.
fries with that?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was like improvising like a lot of that, which is probably why it was
He
good.
was. I really wish we had the sounder smoking, because he was smoking in that scene.
Yep. Absolutely.
It was
It
great.
was so good.
It was also a nice dynamic in the scene where, the two villains are talking to each other, and in comes Ernest doing this whole act.
Gotta blow my nose
The
up
other
like that.
villains looking at
Yeah.
pencil mustache like, "Yo, this is how you have it set up here, my guy."
Yeah. He loves it. He's like,
Like
"Oh yeah."
not
It's like,
wearing
he's
any
just-
clothes,
yeah. He's surfing like, "Oh, kick the shit out of him or something." The guy loves it.
wearing a towel.
He crawls through the room the whole time and never gets to walk in. So he's just looking like, "Holy shit, this guy's got it made up here." It's fucking ridiculous.
Well, I think
Go
he's
ahead,
afraid
hit him a
that if
little.
he-
It's fine.
I think he's afraid that if he walked in, his just massive hog
Yeah.
would fly out of that towel,
Absolutely.
just swinging.
Yeah. Ernest gets down.
So now he's
That's
out in the
not a
hall
kill
and finds that urn, right?
I don't know. I'm on a commercial. Watching Beyonce B is what I just saw.
Yeah, so after the "Hey You" scenes and the fries with that, then he's moving down the hall and he hears Bazoo and Rene in that room. Then he's looking around. He's like, "God, I need something. I need to figure out something." What's he come up with? No, Auntie.
Oh
He
boy.
finds that urn. Yeah,
Such a
I don't
good
know how he's
character,
able
man.
to. Yeah, it is a great character. I don't know how he's able to switch so quick, but he comes up with Auntie.
I
And,
mean, that's your question,
yeah,
not
what
where
do we
he
got?
found the walker, the sweater, the wig, the glass.
I mean, he's always got that on him.
Yeah, he's got that thing on him. It's in his infinite
Yeah.
That
pocket.
thing on me, thank you.
Yeah.
Got a lot of space under that towel.
Yeah. I like the. This is also like back to back. This is another nominee for me, just because like I said, like we watched Ernest Saves Christmas, like just like in that movie, the second he's in this character, he just starts talking.
Yeah,
Non-stop.
he just becomes
telling-
the character. It's not when he
he's
gets
telling a
into the
story.
room.
Yeah, and like he's telling the story as if like those people can hear him and will know what he's talking about, but he's doing it from across the, like, you know what I mean? Like it's just, I find it so funny. I love this
Holy
character.
shit,
Great
JC!
story.
How'd you say?
I love-
How did you end that with? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta say Vern.
You know what I mean, Vern?
I am sorry, I had an edible before.
I really enjoyed the auntie character. It came out of
Yeah, it's-
nowhere. I was like, all right,
Yeah, the auntie character's great.
The auntie
This is
character is
happening.
amazing in Christmas.
Yeah, she's
She's
so
great
good in this
here.
one too. Yeah.
Yeah, when
He
she's
has a-
saying that I was no relatives marooned in the dark continent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oof. She has a great line
That's
about
not a
like
whoop.
how
I think it's known as the dark continent. I think that's a legal term still.
I don't know about
I,
legal
I
terms
would not
still,
use
but
that term.
historically
around anyone.
speaking, yeah, it's like a literary. Yeah, you see that a lot.
Yeah, I think that rides the line okay.
It's a bridge
Yeah.
too
It's
far.
still a
Vern.
line.
I will say
If
it's
you
meant-
want to
it's-
keep digging that grave
in
over there, I
character
mean,
as an
go for it,
in
Snake.
character as an
There you
old
go.
lady whose husband was some sort of like colonialist or something, it makes perfect
Yep.
sense that
Yeah.
Auntie
Oh, yeah.
would say
Absolutely.
dark
Oh,
continent.
absolutely.
Magda
I like
has,
the line that
you
she
know,
has about like she's like, "Well, my husband smoked 4 cigars a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was enough to kill him."
Yeah.
She's like walking into
Yeah.
the torture dungeon or whatever.
Great line.
Side note: Auntie has a wagon.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, you damn right.
Packing.
He stuck it
That
back.
back in heat back there. Oh, bulldogs in a gunny sack back there.
You never really see him taking off the costumes though, other than like this scene where it all starts to fall off at the end. Like, I feel like you never see him getting out or into costume. It's always
Nope.
just there. It is.
He's Superman.
Yeah,
No, he's just there.
it's one of the
Just
few
that.
times you've ever seen him like half out of costume.
Talking about going on the cruise and all they served, what was it? Teeny weenies on toothpicks and Ritz
Yeah.
crackers. He might be shooting off the hip on some of this stuff too. But his husband dying in international waters, I thought that was funny.
So the insurance didn't pay out.
Yeah, that was
so
classic.
good.
Yeah.
With a head
International
with
waters, 20 CB.
a cemetery urn is a nice move as well. I'd
Yep.
like to see this happen more.
Yep.
Just covering people in human ashes is such a gross
Yeah.
thing.
It's a
like,
move.
I would
That's a
love
big
this to
Lebowski.
be more of an action movie trope. Just
Yeah.
anytime there's an urn with a body in it, it's going over someone's head.
You know, I hadn't
so
considered that they were
locked
human
in.
ashes until now. I was just like, oh, I mean, I knew it was an urn. I knew, like, consciously, I guess I knew, but, like, hadn't thought about it until you just pointed out. And I don't
No,
like
that's
it
why I
now.
enjoyed this scene so much. It was so out there.
Yeah. Ernest is so in character though with Auntie that after he throws the ashes in his face, he still just keeps going on about the story of her husband and dying and stuff.
Yep.
And then Renee has to tell him, "Ernest, hit him in the head," and he's like, "Okay."
Yeah, Renee has to get
And
him to
that's-
snap back.
Yeah, and then he goes back into character when he talks about, this color is so fetching.
You never go full auntie.
Yep.
He did. He went full Auntie. That is like JC said. This Auntie is always been one of my all-time favorite. Ernest
so great.
characters. Yep.
I
He
also
always has that neck brace along with him.
The getaway car as they run out. It's just a go-kart going like 5 miles per hour.
Yep.
Yep.
That was a nice touch. Like I said, this was the best worst part of the movie.
That's kind of
Ernest
a
is
trope
all
too,
about the
there,
bits.
right? It's like when you escape the house, there's always like your vehicle is ready and sitting just right there, perfect for you, right? You know,
Yeah.
even though it's only 5 miles an hour, like it was just sitting there waiting for him, perfect.
Keys in the ignition and everything.
And when Boris walks into the room, it's like he walked in and his best client's been drinking all night and just kicks him in the ribs. Like, wake up, we got negotiations. Just kicks Bazoo right in the ribs like a jerk. This is where he's really starting to show that he's a total fucking prick.
Yep.
Before he was always a jerk, but he wasn't like so aggressive in pushing people. But now he's kicking and he's pushing everybody. You just see that this guy is possibly
Anytime
worst
Pencil
on it.
Mustache is introduced to the movie,
Terrible.
I mean, you know, door. This was not a surprise.
Yeah.
Someone's threatening his 10% agent cut.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Cubs don't want to play ball.
Yeah.
Yep. Now let's work them against the Red Sox then. They're just they're just cruising around in this damn golf cart. Middle of the savannah, is that right? Is that what we'd call this? The middle of the African plain?
That's
I don't
what
know
they
where
want
they're at
to be.
here.
They are nowhere near Georgia.
Yeah. That's right.
God.
They might be though with this timeline.
It's your Optimus Prime
Yeah,
Tracker
they're
report.
on
The way they
it's
travel
on
here,
Tybee
20
Island.
minutes they're in Iowa.
What was that? Sorry, JC, you kind of cut a little bit. Go ahead again.
I was saying that the way they travel in this movie in like 20 minutes, they'll just be in like Iowa.
10 miles
Like,
west of Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Travel doesn't matter in this.
They show all those monsters, and like the eyes of the monsters, they're not even anything close to like the
Yeah,
eyes of
that was-
anything else would be.
Oh,
was
yeah.
great.
I
That
was
had-
pretty
I was
jarring.
waiting to send this screenshot.
The Looney Tunes, like
Yep.
Tasmanian
Yep.
devils that live in the outback in South Africa.
Yeah.
Never mind.
God damn you guys.
It's great.
Yeah, this is where Ernest turns into Cyborg himself.
So see, we did
NATO
cover Cyborg, guys. Congratulations. I give it a 2 out of 5.
This is NATO approved
What the-
snake ads or whatever.
This mini montage of all the stuff that he needs to go get
Yeah.
firewood.
Oh, it's great.
I'm getting more and more mad.
I love it.
You need bananas to bribe the monkeys. It's
Yeah.
always good, Renee, to
Yeah.
have the monkey
And
on
it's
your
great.
side.
local
It's-
wildlife, for I am going to get firewood.
Yep.
It's a great line
Walks
too. Yeah.
into the bush.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's always good to have the monkeys on your side.
Yep. You know what I mean, Bert?
So great. Yeah.
He's in there. He's fighting with something.
The way he comes out, just
Oh,
with none of the fucking chainsaw's still going.
So you can keep the chainsaw.
Yeah.
The number of times where Ernest just like suddenly gets indignant and is like, well, actually, people, like, I can't believe
Yeah.
that you wouldn't think to do this. Come on,
Yeah.
Renee. I'm like, shut up.
That's
You just
such a
killed
good-
your goldfish.
That's a part
I
of the
love-
Ernest bit, though. It's just like confident ignorance.
Yes.
I I enjoyed the hell out of this scene. Just the way he comes out, all the stuff's missing. He turns around, she's already got the fire built.
You're too late.
So good.
You know, she just needed him to go away so she can actually do the fire. Like,
just get away from me so I can actually do what needs to be done.
If I try to do it, he's gonna help me and fuck it all up. So I need him to go away for 10 minutes.
He was probably pissed. If he gives me 5 more minutes, I would have had that goddamn pronghorn over there, that antelope over there.
Yep.
We would have had something to eat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dumb bastard. Yeah, Renee's almost the real hero. Rene goes to Africa.
He definitely saves
Rene goes
Ernest.
to Africa.
Rene Goes to Africa is probably a different movie if you really think about it.
Oh boy.
It's probably filmed in the San Fernando Valley.
God.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm not sure what you mean, Snake. Can you elaborate more?
Please don't. Please don't. Anyway, they're sitting around the campfire. They're talking about stuff.
Yep. Yeah, they are.
Oh, I'm sorry. The bad guys are looking for him for a second first, and then we get to the campfire.
Yep. Yeah, and Ernest, he's got a chance to get it in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
She looks like she's ready to rock and roll. Talking about Illinois Smith just a bit, and then Ernest goes full on nerd, and he goes all Illinois Smith, and she goes from what? From a monsoon to a desert, right?
Yeah.
Goes to bed. She's so fed up with it that she lays on a rock as a pillow.
I'm imagining that this is Snake on a Tinder date when he starts talking about the
Couldn't
Battle
go
of
for the old
Antietam.
moral charm.
I told you that the only reason they were able to see the Confederates advancing through that cornfield was because they had their guns in the air and the sun was shining off the bayonets. Trust me, I've told you this before. Yeah,
I'm taking out my dental dam. I'm done.
And
it doesn't.
Oh God,
end up
dental dams. Also, Antietam was on my birthday.
Hey, there we go.
Not a very happy day to share a birthday with.
Well, you're from the South. We beat you. Suck it.
Me? I don't claim them. What the fuck? I'm American.
I'm American.
I'm fucking Confederate.
Okay, well, at least we got that out.
What the fuck?
Well, Ernest sleeping. I'm just kidding.
I voted for Obama twice, Snake. Get the fuck out of here.
For a third time if I could.
The bona fides.
This
Yeah.
episode
Oh, God.
You are a young Florida friend.
this episode will be called "Justifying Ernest Goes to Africa."
Yeah.
This episode will be called "Chewy's Not Racist," I promise.
But he did pick this movie. So Ernest sleeping like a paperclip, I thought was kind of funny when she said that to him. Just surrounded by elephants. He's like, I'm gonna go on this side. Well, there's an elephant there. I'm gonna go this way. Well, there's a big elephant there. She goes, just climb on in, Ernest. Just get on in here.
I enjoyed that they had real elephants, and like the actors are like very clearly don't want to get near them because they're huge fucking elephants right next to them. So they're just like, whatever the improv was, they're like, we're not getting close to that.
Nope.
And scene.
Nope. Yep. Let's get on this golf cart and let's get the shit out of here, Ernest, because this is scary as hell. Yeah, I like that too. So then we get to get another cut to Kazim here. This is where he's talking about sharpening the Falcon's talons.
Christ.
He putts.
This guy.
He's fucking
Puts into the guy's fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Seen that before in my life.
You still got the fucking putter.
This guy's palace is in like Saudi Arabia too. Like I don't know how we got from South Africa to Saudi Arabia, but it was a quick little trip.
Yeah, it's gotta be. Then they go to the camouflage,
Oh
golf cart. Yeah, Ernest learned it in Nam, right?
Sure did. Absolutely. Fortunate son. We have the bush the size of Kansas.
Any hoodles. I started to notice that the oh gracious one guy kind of looks like Michael Chiklis in brownface.
Yep, he sure does.
Yeah. But yeah, Ernest Ernest was eating the poison ivy, and then he gets her to look away, and he immediately chugs that calamine lotion. I thought was kind of funny.
Yep. Real tangy.
Yep. That's when he talks about the
Where do you get the calamine lotion from?
That's a great point.
I don't know.
He then talks about how humans aren't made to drink cow milk.
Yeah.
It's great.
Mm-hmm.
Must have been a tall warthog.
That's not milk.
That's what he says. Yep.
Yeah. There's a giraffe over there. Still giraffe.
Scene from Snatch.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Another golfer comes from nowhere and hits a rhino.
Yeah, this is where you get the 19 Zulu dialects that Ernest knows because he worked in a record store.
Man.
Was he the guy that worked in the High Fidelity record store?
Yep. He's the other guy.
Two?
Yep.
Yeah.
He was the original guy we talked about.
Oh, he owned the record store. He's the one that sold it to.
Damn it, that's a part of my review, son of a bitch.
Yep.
Oh.
I like his face all jacked up with the fucking. It's all swollen from the poison ivy.
Poison ivy.
Yep.
Idiot.
This is where he goes to the a local tribe, right?
This is bad.
Settlement.
Yeah.
That's where they're talking about ripping his arms out, which was pretty funny. And Ernest just starts. I don't know what he's talking about here, but he gets bombed in the head again. Maybe
no. Hang on. Let's take our time here.
Yeah, because when he first walks
the
up,
runaway eye gouger scene of the movie. They roll up to like some local dudes who are like living in like
a settlement. Yep, in the
little
in the
shack.
Yep.
They don't speak English because we're in maybe South Africa. It's unclear.
Botswana. Yep.
And so Ernest goes up and he starts doing like every racist Black American thing he can think of to communicate with them.
The handshakes.
He does a little doo-wop, a little like
he goes full jive.
I think he walks up and says like, "What it is, bro."
Yep.
Basically, yeah.
What's
no? That's literally what he says is "What it is, bro," and then tries to dap him up.
I was gonna say the handshake when he walks up. All the guy's just holding his hand like normal. And all the shit he's doing to the guy's hand when he walks up is absurd.
G-Dog on a fly tip inbound.
Yeah. That's what he said. Let's chop his arms off.
Response to him, which is probably what I would have thought, which is, let's rip his arms off in subtitles.
Yep.
About that little bit of a scene, half the comments on this fucking YouTube, listing of this were talking about apparently the show Paradise PD referencing this, which I've never watched the show. So I went and I look it up and I find the reference and it's like a Netflix show. So I go and find the episode and I go to the part of the episode and they show animated this, like him walking up to the villagers and saying like, "What it is, bro," and trying to dap him up or whatever. And on the screen below it, they have, "Yes, this is a real movie."
Oh yeah.
And I'm like,
sure is.
And then, it introduced an entire generation of people to Ernest.
Yeah.
This was like my worst fear from what the movie could be. Because I knew this was possible based on the title.
Well, so I'm pretty sure this was a scene added in reshoots.
Worst case scenario.
I'm 99% sure this got added in reshoots. If this movie had been Ernest Goes to Africa from the beginning, like from when they started making it, it would have been all of this. An hour and a half of this.
Yeah, Citrus. I had the same feeling as Citrus because whereas I had the same fear, but I figured it was inevitable. I was like, we're going to get this type of really awkward, him trying to, we're going to get dude, it has to, knowing the year it came out, they said Ernest Goes to Africa. I'm like, they have to, it's gonna happen at some point.
I'm not.
And here we were.
I'm not admitting or denying to anything here. But as being a kid from a very small town in the Midwest that listened to a lot of rap music and loved the Fab Five, this could be how a kid that's white.
Oh, be careful.
His first black person would interact. Because this is, if you grew up on something that you didn't know, I'm not. This is not justification at all, but just saying just being a real wet behind the ears kid, I could be the first time I met a black dude, I might have said, what it is, bro, and they'd be like,
Hey, my man,
because I'm
what
trying
it
to
look
be
like?
cool. Yeah, because I'm trying to be cool, and I'm definitely not. No, so
I would just
Yeah,
A
you are.
like
lot
to say
of people do
there's a
that
difference here
today.
between Snake's journey of self-discovery about racial awareness. Does not sound he's reached the end of that journey yet. And
I'm always trying to be
the,
aware, and I'm
Who
always
has?
trying to be better as a person.
the like
we all should.
crew of like 100 people that work on this movie, everybody seeing this is going to be the scene. No one saying, "Hey, maybe we should do this," and then them going and spending a day shooting this piece of shit. Like I was really not okay with this.
Yeah. No, this is no. People are like, oh,
Tough
this
one.
will be fine. This will be fine.
Tough one.
To play Ernest's
people-
advocate,
the
they
people
are
come and see-
making fun of people who do this in a
They
way.
might be.
No, they're
Yes,
not.
they are.
No,
Yeah,
I don't
they
think
are.
they are.
They have the
poking a little
villagers
fun.
talk about chopping his legs off because he's being such an
Yeah.
idiot and trying to I mean, I don't think.
Then he
I
laughs
think it
at him.
isn't quite
He
as
laughs
like
at
a
him
one.
and bonks him in the head.
Yeah,
Right?
it's very awkward. It is the point of Ernest stuff is always that he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah,
They are always
I mean, it's
approaching
kind of like
from
the
that
it's
point,
kind of like
yeah.
the Always Sunny thing where
Yes.
Yeah.
they removed those episodes with them in blackface, but the thing about it is
Oh man,
it's because
Lethal Weapon 5?
they're shitty
Banger.
people, like that's the joke of Dee being in blackface is because she's a piece of shit and that's a bad thing to do.
my next pick might be
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon 5. Now think about it.
What?
What about Lethal Weapon
That's
6?
it.
The
So my,
Weapon 4
my
and
next
5?
pick. Yeah, no, just part 5 with when they
part-
switch roles halfway through.
Oh god. Mine's gonna be the newest one where it's a tsunami coming from no particular country or origin at all.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we have cannibal villagers, we have colonial like tennis court, we have him doing this. Like it's the whole movie, man.
Yeah.
It's not like it's just like, oh haha, he's such an idiot. It's like this is like a particular
No, I'm
Anyway.
completely with you. The thing it's racist for sure. I'm just playing Ernest's advocate and saying
Yeah.
in this particular
say-
interaction, I think the joke is that that's a stupid thing to do.
From here on out, it's very problematic.
Oh yeah.
For the rest of the movie, it's very walks the line, and then it jumps over it. Like,
I mean, he's not lost the line very long.
yeah,
Blows over that line.
yeah. Once he gives
Kind of
that,
like the Star's
it's
dad
the
drawing
line.
the line in the sand. It doesn't do anything.
right. Life on the line month.
Perfect.
Walks hard.
Yeah. But yeah, once he tries to dap this old guy up, like it's over from here on
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
A lot of weird
Downward
choices.
slide.
A lot of weird choices are made from the rest of the movie.
Then
Even when he literally
Ernest-
when he gets hit in the head, the faces and the reaction he makes and the way he falls down, like it's indicative of the rest of the movie.
yeah.
after he gets hit in the head, then the two goons in
the
the black
goons.
suits rock up. Yep, and she even calls them out for being tropes, right?
Yeah.
She goes,
Yeah.
"Oh, black sunglasses."
Yeah, the cheap seats.
Yeah. She says that. It's fucking
Oh,
great.
and speaking of tropes, the chloroform, the little quick chloroform rag, and so he knocks right out.
Yep.
And it's time for another exciting
Instantaneous
episode
chloroform.
of That's Not How Chloroform Works.
Yep. And there we go. I just saw the scene where she wakes up and she's in the whole getup that they put her in,
Harem.
and
Yep.
and the subtitle said, "Oh," and I was like, "You ain't kidding." This whole it's just
And so she's in the harem, right? Right away, she discovers where she's at, and then what's his Kazim, right?
yeah,
He
golf club.
Yeah, he cruises up to her and he kind of gets a little sexy talking to her. And the next thing that happens is that snake just pops up out of that. And I thought that seemed really weird.
I love the way she's like, "No, you know what? Not even today. Like, I don't need this right now." And she just puts it away.
Goes back to sleep.
Yeah.
They give you the sense that those are supposed to be cobras, but that's not what a cobra looks like.
Isn't that something they do more in like India, stuff like that?
Yeah,
Like the
exactly.
right?
This goes back to my original point.
Wherever they're supposed to
another
be.
big.
Let's not go into that.
We're
Let's
not in
go into
Africa.
that. Yep.
It's just like,
It's for a different podcast.
like they didn't
They're
even
doing
look
belly
up.
dancing.
They didn't even
like-
look something. They didn't look up a single thing. Not a single bit of research was done to be like, let's get one thing right.
Yep, they didn't do that.
Yeah,
You
it's
can't,
just like
you
that.
can't
Whatever.
leave the frog alone. I mean, that
Yeah.
was very offensive, to be
Oh
honest.
boy, yeah.
Might have been the most
Yeah.
offensive.
I'm just imagining.
I don't even
Lady's
get it.
pissing on him the whole time.
I mean, I get that it's
either.
like a punchline to a nonsensical joke, but like, why do they keep repeating it? Is it just that?
Yeah.
Is the joke that they're just dumb villagers and they'll laugh at anything?
I don't know.
Yeah,
That
I don't
Lord
get
knows.
it.
It's both dummies. Ernest is
I don't
dumb
know.
and everybody's dumb, and I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know. That was a genuine question. I really didn't get that.
No, I don't know either.
Okay.
I don't know. It was confusing. Anyways, Ernest then gets out of there, and somehow he ends up at the Ernest goes from the middle of Kenya, wherever he was, to Saudi Arabia on a golf cart.
Yep.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Saudi Arabia on the coast of India somehow.
He gets in turns out his golf cart is a fucking time machine. He ends up in the Ottoman Empire.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
We somehow found a movie that has worse time skips than The Call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where Morris Chestnut could just drive all around LA in like 30 minutes.
Yep. That's a good
These
call.
mean nothing to Ernest. He cannot be constrained.
Yep.
I will admit, when Ernest pop out them trees in that little outfit, woo, baby.
You and that guard both.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he gets a quick squeeze.
Yeah,
Right?
he does.
It was a real particular nostalgia hit I got from seeing the harem girl
Dressing up
outfits.
as a woman?
Just the like bright, like shitty looking like colors of like 90s, like this is the shit you'd see at like Disneyland at like the like live actors performance.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's something that hit just
Like
a
you're going around
particular
Epcot.
nerve.
Party City costumes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Everybody trying to
cheap.
be Jasmine.
You go to the
Yeah.
Aladdin
Yeah.
stage show, and it's just this.
Yep.
Exactly. That's
Yep.
it. The Aladdin stage show. But the tickets are $5 and you bring your kid.
Yeah, you pay $5 extra in addition to that insane park. Fuck Disney World.
Snake would pay
Anyway,
$20.
That's what they're using when I don't know, the Sultan of wherever is like,
Yeah.
hey, like who's coming to bed with me tonight?
Who wants to fuck Matumbo?
Yeah. He comes in his pants like 6 times during the scene, by the way.
Oh my God.
Like
If
very
there was
blatantly.
If there was ever a guy that needed to take a timeout, go
Yeah.
back scene for a little bit, jacket, and then come back, it was Kazim in this scene. Because when he
100%.
sees Ernest,
Yep.
oh my God.
Doing the bat 2 scene in the
When
back.
he
He's
just
licking his
takes
lips and
down
shit.
those grapes.
Yep. Ernest, when he sees Ernest in the back, when he catches an eye of Ernest, he's harder than a diamond in an ice storm.
Yep. He's like, oh, you come up here with me.
Yep, you get immediately stop, ladies. I want this guy back here by me.
Yeah. This is, by the way, once he sits with him and he starts feeding him stuff, it's that entire scene is my eye gouger.
It's such a
Not
good
me.
bit. I love it.
All of it.
He
Oh,
puts
Yeah,
the
I thought it was
puts
good.
the big bunch
Ernest
of
is
grapes
right.
under his
I
thing,
was-
and he just pulls
Oh, I
out.
was
Ernest
dying
doing
during
his
this
thing.
scene.
Ernest doing
Are you
this thing with
hungry,
that.
my
when
little
he's
flower?
dancing. Hey, Ernest, when he's dancing and he pops that yo-yo out a little
Yeah.
bit too, he's like, "Oh, you never told me of this new member of the flock."
Oh man,
God.
he's so
This guy's
horny.
such a creep.
Oh, he's so horny, licking
When
his
he-
lips.
When
Yeah.
he pulls when Ernest pulls the bone out from under his little
Yep.
face
Yeah.
mask, I'm about to send the screenshot of his face unless someone
This is
beat me to it.
This is a weird way of saying it. A little leg of turkey. I'm like, who the fuck says leg of turkey?
Ernest, what that mouth do, Orel?
Yep.
Oh yeah, what
That's
that,
what
Yeah.
the
tell me what
W
that
in
mouth
World
do.
stands for. It stands for what
Yeah.
that mouth do.
There's that world charm he was talking about.
Yeah. Can
This
suck
scene
the
made
meat
me
off a
think
bone.
about when, I don't know how much they do this anymore, but it used to be like they put stuff in the kids' movie for the adults.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is very much one of those where he's doing the goofy bit under the veil on the mouth.
Yep.
Spitting out watermelon
But
seeds like
that
he's an
knows.
SMG.
What
I
that
did
mouth
have
do?
one. Yeah, what that mouth do. I did have, what was the,
Oh wow, here's
Yeah,
a
one
fucking
quote.
face.
what's he
I was
say?
wondering
Come
during
enjoy
the.
what's he say? One quote that Kazim says I just had wrote down here was, "Come enjoy a bowl of the sea's bounty."
Yeah.
That was really,
Yeah.
was one of the weirdest things I've
I
ever
don't like
heard.
that. I was
Neither did I. I didn't
Yeah.
like it at
No.
all.
I was thinking during the scene because he's like spitting out the
Shaking
watermelon
his mama
seeds.
Gave him though.
but watermelon don't have seeds anymore. So I wondered, like, I've recently bought watermelon that didn't have seeds. Yeah, they don't have seeds in them.
They pretty much like only sell seedless now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
If you want seeded watermelons, you pretty much have to get them from like a local place, like a farmer or somebody local.
And there's like
supermarkets
people alive who definitely don't know that watermelon have seeds in them.
Oh, true.
Yeah, I miss the days of the Black Diamond because that was one of the all-time great.
Ew, there it is again, the classic.
Yep.
That Ernest move.
Yeah, when she's showing you what that mouth do though, he really is going at it. And every single food he eats, Kazim just gets a little more sexy. That burp sends Kazim over the top.
Yep, I mean, it sure does.
The way does anybody have a screenshot of that? The way he crosses his eyes when Ernest.
Yeah, check the chat.
Oh, it's so bad. It's ridiculous.
I'll post them on Instagram too for people. But yeah,
Ernest got cheeks in those pants, by the way.
He does.
Ernest got cheeks and everything.
Too.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Yeah, he got a nice set of jugs. It looked like too.
Yeah, it's pretty stacked in there.
I mean, I'd probably be half-mast if I saw Ernest pop through the door. You know, I can't deny it. He's dressed like this. You know, you wouldn't know. His face is covered. He's got some jugs. It's got a nice can. I mean, look at it. Oh, Jesus, what have I done?
I'm clipping
I
that.
was muted for a second.
No. That's great.
Then because so you know, like you see this hide underneath that mask, and he starts rubbing Ernest on that leg, and Ernest, which even makes Kazim more horny, right? And he wants a kiss, and then Ernest gets his first kiss in any movie I've ever seen. Ernest gets a kiss, and the first kiss is a man.
Ew.
Ernest doesn't like it, but you know, hey, if that's the way Ernest wants to be, we'll support it. So
what happens in Africa?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if this was in Africa, but yeah.
Yeah.
What happened? You're right, though. You are right.
It's all foreign. What's the difference?
Yes, when it happens, yes, when it happens out of America, it stays out of America.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, then they leave. They split out of there after Ernest pulls a slick one. Him and Rene split. Cut to Pencil Stash again, just being an asshole to our local tribesmen, just being a total dick, hating him more and more, and Ernest and Rene on the run again, right?
Yep.
Well,
that's
on the
right.
walk.
Yeah.
On the walk. Yep.
On the lamb.
Yep, on the lamb. Good call. Dressed sexy on the side of the road.
Yeah, a little leg.
What would you know?
2 harem girls in the middle of nowhere. Must be my lucky day.
Yep, and she
says,
like
"This is the beginning of a weird anime." I've seen this one before.
Yeah.
Find us quicker than a New York minute. And Ernest, he doesn't even know where New York is. Well, than a Nairobi minute.
Nairobi minute or whatever.
They got a chuckle out of me.
Yeah, I did. A Nairobi minute. Ooh.
That's not a real song.
Change. Well, it's a New York minute. So Eagles, that's where they got it from.
I hate the fucking Eagles, man.
The Eagles watched Ernest
I love
goes
the fucking
to
Eagles.
Africa, and they heard him say New York minute, and then they heard him say Nairobi minute, and then they started the song, and then that's how we got that song. Yeah, but I don't know if anybody knew that, but yeah, you don't Google it. Just take my word.
Yeah.
They were picked up by another perv.
They are.
Yeah, Rene punches him out immediately. She sniffs him out. She knows this guy's a bad dude. So
okay. To be fair, if you ask someone to drive you all the way across fucking Africa, like, you better put out.
Yeah,
that's a big
she's
fucking.
to
That's
go
a
from
big
Riyadh
fucking
to
ass.
Johannesburg.
Yeah, you want 3,000 miles of driving? Like, you can't give me a little ass?
Yeah. Well, he says that I'm not going that far.
You know how it goes, Snake. Cash, gas, or ass.
Yeah,
but I think you have to stipulate that before you pick it. When you roll on the window and they say, "Hey, where you're going?" and they say, "Hey, Johannesburg," and he goes, "Okay, hey, you know the rules: ass, gas, or grass. What do you got?" You know, either Ernest is getting doggy or you're getting me hot, or you got 20 for the tank.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. He does have.
You got 3 options.
Yeah, he didn't give him the other options. He didn't give him the other options. That's fair.
He definitely. Ernest is pretty
Just show me
jacked,
what
so
that mouth.
it's definitely Ernest that he saw and pulled over.
Yeah, no,
Like,
for sure.
It's not because of Rene. It's because of what he saw with Ernest. He's like, oh, look at that one.
Look at them tits.
Yeah. Like, oh, the chuck of the ostrich egg.
Yeah, now he's made the bra catapult.
Now we get
Bratapult.
maybe my favorite scene of the whole movie is Ernest using his catapult bra with the eyelashes on still.
Yeah.
He's taking all the outfit off of everything. He's pumping those ostrich eggs out at those enemies through a bra, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you guys think about this scene here?
I like it.
Because we're in Australia.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Are they in Australia now?
Apparently.
See,
Like,
dude,
I
that makes a lot more sense set in and around like Southeast Asia.
My favorite part of the whole sequence when he finds the little chicken egg. He's just like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, tosses it.
You got some deadly 38s. Well, I got a couple of 40s.
Yeah.
So Ernest, when he was going 40 G's on the side of the road. You're definitely pulling over for somebody with 40 G's, right? They either got it in a duffel bag or they got it in their chest. You're pulling over.
Egg McOstrich.
That insane explosion when the car goes off the road into the fucking woods.
Yeah.
I like that he's wailing on these guys with eggs in a he's got the eggs in the bratapult, and he's just fucking wailing on these dudes. They all have guns, and they can't hit a fucking shot. They're right in front of them. They can't hit anything. He's just lacing them up with eggs. It's great.
Stormtrooper.
Yeah, an explosion.
She at one time says these drive-bys are worse than LA.
Yep. Yeah. 90s.
Which was unfortunate. Yep.
Yeah.
Ernest is launching with those things, and she screams out of the window. She screams out of the window another time. Attaboy, Big E.
Yep.
Big E.
Yeah, which I love. I really love that one.
Wait, this bad guy's name is Mr. Thompson?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Rolling the Thompson gunner.
Why has he got that mustache and shit? It's just Thompson.
I don't know. He's a real fucker. I don't know.
What the fuck is happening here? Man, this guy and Bazoo. It's a very strange combo. He's got a neckerchief on in the scene now.
Yeah, Thompson is something else.
Yeah.
You know, he's just like a South African. He's just a real apartheid South African.
Yeah.
You know?
The bad suit.
He would have voted Trump every time.
Yeah.
And still does. So yeah, then Ernest and Rene get away, and I think there's something happens to their vehicle too, right? So they get back under their feet.
I'm a commercial again.
Yeah, I got a commercial again. But yeah,
they're buried up to their necks, right? And then the rhino comes out.
Oh, the baby. Yeah.
And Ernest talking like Ernest's going almost Marxist. Citrus, you kind of are our intelligent guy here.
This was nice. So he becomes one. He meditates in this meadow. With wise words like he has to be one with nature or some shit. And then his idiot waitress friend is like, let's move. We're not meditating here. And he starts quoting Marx at her. I liked that. I think it was from Das Kapital.
Yeah, I thought he's talking about the proletariat.
What else would it
be?
Been
right?
Communist Manifesto. It was only half a sentence.
Yeah.
Something Ernest had been reading lately. Ernest was really getting into Karl Marx at the end of his life.
Someone left the Communist Manifesto in a dumpster, which is where he gets his meals. So he thought he'd read.
Dumpster diving and found a new political ideology instead of lunch.
Yep. There was no food, but there was a book.
Oh God.
My God,
I now
really lost it on that one. That's so funny to think
Ernest,
about.
I like Ernest goes to Russia next.
Yeah.
Ernest joins the International Communist Party.
Yeah.
Ernest joins the Red Army. That's what it should have been. Ernest in the army. Ernest in the Red Army. He's fighting the White Army, Bolshevik, and up and down. Oh my God, that would have been a beautiful movie. But what can you do? Yeah, I thought.
Wait, I thought
I could hear some.
You've got Ernest being part of the Bolshevik Revolution. Have him just gunning down little baby Anastasia. Just.
Yep.
I have him bouncing between both sides, not knowing what's going on.
He's white. He's white in Red Army. He's just kind of going back.
He's got it white on one sleeve and red on the other.
Yeah. Inadvertent double aging. He just doesn't know what's happening.
Aren't there like missing family jewels from that? Or, like I imagine Ernest like ending up with the missing family, like Russian imperial family jewels or whatever.
Missing Russian like imperial jewels essentially.
Yeah,
It's in his house painted over.
Got a Fabergé egg that he keeps intact under his towel for the whole movie.
Yep. And he drew a clown face on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Bozo the Clown.
Yeah.
Oh God. So in this version, does that mean Vern is Tsar Nicholas? We just bust in his room.
Pretty much.
Well, always anybody that gets destroyed is
anyone that gets destroyed is Vern.
Yeah. Here we get introduced to Dorothy too, right? We get a quick scene of Dorothy, who you'd think would maybe be like a 75-year-old white woman that's pissed off about everything that's happening with America right now. But no, it's actually just a big rhinoceros, which I really like that. In the subtitles, because it doesn't show it, but in the subtitles it says heads rolling. I don't know what that sound is, but it did say that, so I just took it for granted that the heads were rolling, and Dorothy killed him.
Yeah,
and
I did enjoy the idea, the creative move here of burying two men up to their necks and then trampling them with a rhino. So,
it's a very creative move.
Foul points.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Snakes through the roof in this move is two classic innovative techniques I haven't seen before.
I know. They're breaking new ground here.
Yep. Kazim, though, I mean, thought he was horny when he saw Ernest. When he saw Dorothy, woo!
He's got a type.
Yeah, he does. Big ladies. He likes them big.
My sweet little pumpkin pie.
Yeah, he's just talking so weird.
He nuts again, by the way, when he hits the heads off.
Oh, God, hard.
He literally just, and he falls back into the chair. It's fucking crazy, this guy.
Whenever he talks about getting head, that's what he means.
Yeah.
He's dressed like that one weirdo. Just like that one weird dude that would go to Clippers games. You know
Steve
what I'm talking about? I don't know. He was like a designer or something. He would always be on NBA shows. He was a real huge Clippers fan. White hair, he'd always wear those caps, those hats.
Yeah, I'm not up on my Clippers history.
Oh, history. Wait, hold on.
Oh boy.
You talking about Don King?
No, it was a white dude.
Only in America.
There's no way Don King would be a Clippers fan.
No, they don't win enough for him.
No loyalty other than money. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
exactly. The Clippers have been broke as fuck their whole lives until Steve Ballmer came around.
At least we've got video evidence of Citrus throwing Don King under the bus, so I get a little retribution.
Happily, that guy's a huge scumbag. You kidding me?
Only in America, baby. Only in America.
Snake trying to hit you with a gotcha for calling Don King a piece of shit.
Don King hasn't met someone who he hasn't tried to steal money from.
Yeah, well, hey, that's what America's about, right? That's how we were founded, and that's how we'll end.
He's still alive?
Trying to steal. Oh my God.
Speaking of how we'll end, let's talk about Ernest.
Okay,
He's still hosting like underground boxing matches in like Ohio or some shit.
That's
Deacon County, Ohio?
Deacon County, I hope Ernest is getting punched in the face.
Down the block from this gas station, Don King is still at it, like in his like 90s or some shit.
I wish we would have had Don King sitting in the background of the diner just eating a plate of spaghetti.
He's got the camera a little to the left.
I thought it was a nice touch on the ostrich vehicle that there was an ostrich and an egg on the front on the hood as an ornament.
Oh yeah, that was cool. I like that.
Cool. So yeah, Ernest and Rene, are they just wandering the question mark jungle right now? I don't know.
I don't see any jungle. I think this is supposed to be, as you said earlier, the savannah.
Yeah.
I thought it's Australia, so it's the outback.
Well, yeah, I guess right now it's the outback. Yeah, fair enough.
The outback.
But yeah, are they just wandering the bush then?
Yeah, then they get
pretty much.
Yeah.
Could we say Ernest is deep in the bush?
Yeah.
I think we can say he's like in the interdimensional plane that he lives on.
They're 6 miles east of Portland. I don't know
That's
what
how
we're doing
he
here.
like
Yeah.
travels like 5,000 miles in a day.
I hate this.
They're
I
9
hate
miles
this movie.
west of Ethan. Okay. Yeah, so they're just out here, and this is where I got a little too ahead of ourselves there, but this is where he talks about the proletariat. He goes Robespierre, rising up. We got to rise up. Got to get higher. Yep. Yep, he's talking about rising up. And then we need to cross this river. Ernest is getting horny here a little bit too. And it gets weird before I get to that, but it gets weird here because Ernest goes from being like the guy talking Marxist to then all of a sudden him being the downy, pouting and having a moan about everything. And then Rene is on top of the world saying, "Hey, this experience is changing my life for the better. I think I want, I'm gonna be somebody different now, and my calves are firming up nicely."
This is more inexplicable filler.
Famously optimistic Marx. Yep. That's
Optimus Marx.
I think I checked the runtime like 4 or 5 times in the next like 5 or 6 minute span. It's just all of this is so long.
This is around the time I gave up on the movie.
There's just nothing going on. Just walking and
he looks at the camera though and tells us one time she's coming around to the world charm.
Yep.
Really, she's
Jesus
not.
Christ.
And he thinks he's gonna get a kiss, but really she's just telling him that no, we can't cross, you dipshit. Look, there's a river.
Blow up my hammer pants.
Yep. Oh, same thought too, dude. Because that is exactly what I had wrote down is, hey, let me take these hammer pants off. Hammer don't hurt them because we're going to get across this river. So, yeah, and that doesn't work because obviously Ernest is a bumbling fool.
When he starts calling her a dumb bitch about the man-eater, the vampire fish or whatever.
Yeah.
And then she calls him a dumb bitch because those are in Australia, not realizing that they are in Australia.
Yep. And for some reason, she's going to take her pants off in front of him, and he says, "Why?" And, and then he says, "Oh, I guess these are the 90s women," which is like, hey, rock like an eagle.
We forgot the movie hates women.
Yep.
Yeah. Had to get one more dig in. These
They fucking go back to the scene like 3 times. And then they pay it off at the end with, "Oops, Ernest's an idiot."
Oh, that's because Ernest is an idiot.
Yeah.
Right?
Thank you. But again, 3 minutes of just shit filler.
Yeah.
Schiller.
Thank you. They called it Schiller.
And Schiller.
Any more?
Not good. Oh.
Schindler's List.
Oh no, we're gonna end it there.
Okay, here we go.
Bye, everybody.
So, yeah, Ernest. Then I have down here fairies. Does he say something about the fairies there?
Well, he says something about a fairy, like Ferry, and then she makes a pun on it and calling them fairies, and then he picks it up and calls them fairies again. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, the keepers of the gate here at the bridge, and Ernest says, like in a classic Ernest style, "Hey, everything's cool. I know what to do." Obviously, he doesn't. It ends up to be, if you remember from the first scene, it's big, black, oiled up Jack dude. That's sexy as shit. Leader of the tribe. Yep, the leader of the tribe from the first. Exactly. Leader of the tribe from the first scene that they took the Eyes of Egoli.
Yeah.
So, one guy here has a sweet ass.
Wait, they had subtitles for their for what they were saying?
Yeah. Only for some of the stuff.
Oh, okay. I see it
Some of it
now.
is just in non-English.
Okay.
Yep. Which even would seem more offensive.
Yeah.
It would just say non-English speech.
What the Ernest has a rubber chicken in his pocket.
No,
he has. He's got a lot of stuff that you wouldn't.
Him pulling stuff out of his pocket is incredible.
Oh, that's great.
It's a series of random bullshit falling.
After he gives them shit for, "Oh, you put basil and oregano in the same pot." Shut up.
Yeah.
I did. I thought that was a good joke.
Now, and I also thought another good joke that really hit me from the 90s was talking about your pre-washed jeans.
Yep.
Yeah. He brings it up twice.
Yep. Yeah.
It was a big deal.
Jeans, pal. Yeah, it was, dude. Sorry. Sorry you didn't get to live through the
You know how hard it is to get
brother.
a spear out of an acid wash? Shut up. Shut up.
Well, did you ever get to rock one of those?
Shut up,
pairs of
Ernest.
jeans? Because it was
Shut
hard.
up. Take that rubber chicken and shove it up your ass, Ernest.
Because the day your mom chose out your acid wash jeans with your hypercolor shirt in 3rd grade, you were fucking loving life, brother, and you were looking good as hell.
Go eat a leg of turkey.
Yeah.
I do love how much the king is laughing at them. He's just having a great
Talk
time.
about how he's not wearing a shirt and is like the cannibal king.
Well, of course he's not going to wear a shirt. He's got to show off the
What
belly.
part of
That's
that
how
would you like to talk about?
Yeah, that's how you know he's the king. He's the biggest dude.
He's sitting in the
He was
big
not
chair.
good.
He's laughing. He's fat. That's how you know he eats the most. He's the king.
Yeah,
I
and
just
that's
thought
the
I'd put a
thing.
mention in that this was like the most like, so like when it's like the Disney version of it and it's animated,
Yep.
and a little bit better done. It doesn't hit quite the same way as when it's live action, and you've got like real people doing all this, like
it hits
you
like
know,
a
cannibal
brick.
villagers.
Didn't Pirates
Not
of the
wearing any
Caribbean do this in
clothes.
like the mid 2000s?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. I've watched the movies many times, and they did do it kind of brutally a couple times. Yep, they did it.
Okay.
It's Disney for you, though. Rock, flag, and eagle, right? Suck it, DeSantis.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm about to
Do what
send
we
you a
want.
screenshot from Pirates of the Caribbean 3. Tell me this isn't basically the same shit.
Well, you don't think Johnny Depp watched a lot of Ernest in the 80s?
We haven't come
No.
very far, Citrus.
I don't know. He
Oh,
was
you're
already
right.
famous. He might not have been watching.
When was
This is just
Apocalypto
a higher budget
released?
version of the same shit.
Yeah.
Hey, when was that one movie Apocalypto released? Isn't that really brutal?
Well,
I
yeah,
never watched it.
yeah, but I don't think they do the over-the-top crazy caricature of like you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
Savage cannibal local.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But is it worse when you try to do it artfully?
Apocalypto was 2006.
That was a good movie.
know what I
I'm not
mean?
even gonna.
Yeah, there it is.
Granted, I watched it at a time where I understood very, very, very little about like world history and geopolitics, but it was very fun to watch.
Okay.
Isn't that Mel
so-
Gibson?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, I
my
knew
God.
very
Let's
little
not-
at the time.
Hey, let's not. We're already on.
Mel
the verge of
Gibson
getting
saw the
canceled.
script and said, "Sign me up."
We also
I
get
will
around
say it's cool
this
that they
point.
did the entire movie in like, you know, a non-English language and was very like, all right, let's do it. They
We get
didn't
a
just,
call back
like,
to
yada, yada.
we get a call back to Ernest eating poison ivy. He's like, wait till they
I
get
was
to the
just
poison
gonna say
ivy.
Yep, I love that.
Know what I mean, Verna?
Yeah.
Well, you think if you're taking a bite of leg of Ernest and it's got a little poison ivy in it, it's not going to taste that great.
Tastes a little tangy.
I was
Yeah,
about to say,
exactly.
give you a little
Thank
spice, a
you.
little tingle.
Appreciate it.
I like it.
Yeah.
So you get a
By the
little
way, I had
poontang?
I have another eye gouger nominee in here where they're doing like he starts doing the yo-yo bit and she starts dancing next to him. Like all that for me was just brutal.
Oh,
That
yeah.
whole scene was
It
just
just-
rough.
It just reminded me of
I
that scene.
don't know.
That scene in Family Guy where Jesus is doing magic tricks.
Yep. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
No, yeah, Ernest is rocking it with that yo-yo, and she's just doing the mouth horn background
Yeah,
section.
oh,
I mean, she's kind of killing it. She's kind of killing it.
I was dying inside during the scene.
I was loving it.
Yeah, I was not happy.
Ernest
I think I was
goes
just
from
checked out at this point.
yeah, Ernest goes
Movie is
from
occurring, I guess.
being about boiled to doing a stand-up skit, and then made the leaders. Is that what happened?
Yeah, it's real
Well,
weird.
yeah, because they're such a dumb backwoods tribe that someone pulls out any kind of cool yo-yo thing and they're magical leaders of the village now, don't you know, Snake?
Sure. Yeah.
Yep.
Come on.
Fair. Okay. So at this point too, I was wondering why doesn't Bazoo just fucking cold cock this bastard once? Because he just gets pushed around again, and I don't know how one push would put Kazoo down, but it does, and that's the last we see of him, even though he is alive. I hope he just separated from that dude and got himself a better life, because he deserved better. Kazoo seemed like, he didn't deserve what he was getting. Yeah. So Pencil Stash Boris is on the case. He come, and all of a sudden, this tribe speaks English too now.
Yep.
Right? Okay.
They learned by listening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So Ernest then
he
tries to
showed
pull
them
a
all the
real
Rocky
fast
movies
one.
back to back to back, and that's how they learned
Yeah,
English
they
so
just
fast.
watched. They just watched all 26 seasons of The Simpsons really fast.
Yeah.
And then after that, they watched all 10 seasons of Friends. So then everybody was able to speak English.
It's
So
great.
gotta have King of the Hill in that mix.
I don't think. Away from that. We already talked about it. Rock Flag Eagle. Okay. Ernest tries to pull a fast one. Tries to get married here, right? Which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I was like, "Hey, are you a high priest?"
One of the few notes I wrote down here was Ernest goes full Dar and tries to con this woman into getting married.
Yep.
100% Dar from Beastmaster.
Yep.
Good call.
They're in the middle of Africa. He's trying to gaslight her into getting married.
Yeah,
Very dark.
Well, she can't say no because of the implication.
Exactly.
Yep.
You're not going to leave this woman in Africa, are you, Ernest? No, but she doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's got to marry me, because of the implications.
My notes kind of fall apart at this point, but I've got a note here where I love where the villain mushes his underling's face and like pushes him out of the car, like stiff arms him out. Love a good face mush.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that's
it's always
Boris
classic.
does that. He does that to Kazoo, and Kazoo should just fucking socked him one.
Gives him the old, gives him the old apricot smash.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he Boris comes into the tribe or into the village now, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden he
speaks their language.
English. Yeah,
Yep.
but he's talking broken English to him too. About man and white bird and all this other stupid shit. When Ernest was just talking to him normal, whatever. I don't know. And then he calls for a 1v1 battle of truth. And where did he get his outfit?
Well, the outfit's
So,
good.
I don't know.
well, it is.
This
It's
fucking
really
outfit.
good.
He looks
I
like
love
Sub-Zero's fat cousin Sub Sandwich. Get out of here.
It looks like Steven Seagal trying out for the next Mortal Kombat movie.
There it is.
Fuck.
Well, I like yours. Sub sandwich is a good one.
Like like the ski jumpsuits that people get.
Yep.
Like someone said, I want a ski jumpsuit, but I also want to be a ninja. Puffy, but ninja.
So you're telling me that was on the rack when Homeboy and Fat Man was looking around for like ski outfits?
Yeah, he rejected that for the all white one, but
he wanted
he's
to be
a Nazi. But either way,
he wanted to be the villain of a ninja ski movie.
Cutting room floor.
Yeah.
You guys tell me. I don't know if this is true or not, but what really makes the outfit is the headband, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a good outfit, but just having that headband on, like really, like the rug, in Lebowski, it ties the room together.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's just
got
perfect.
a good E shape on the torso too. I like that, considering he's a kind of got a bit of a gut. They're doing some real work with the ninja outfit.
Yeah, it looks great. I like too. Then they got to show their weapons, right? They got all their weapons laid out here. They're face to face. They're probably say 20 yards away from each other.
Yeah.
And he whips the weapon, the cloth off of his weapons. Bad guy does, pencil mustache. Ernest slowly folding his off and says, "No, I can't get this wrinkled." And you see the contrast in the weapons is absolutely remarkable.
I just
There's
noticed
one thing on that table. I was just gonna say before I'll let you guys go on it. There was one thing on Ernest's table that I saw that I really hope would get used, and it did. So then what do we think about this here? Before we get to the fight, what do we think about the weapons?
I just wanted to point out that as I'm watching this back, when he unrolls his thing of weapons, we do see a sub sandwich.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's a great callback there.
Yeah.
Like too, when he's hammer on him, not the clock.
Yep.
Yeah. Anybody else on anything before they really get into the fight?
I was
Ernest show how smart he is.
I was hoping the rotisserie chicken would make an appearance.
Me and you both.
Okay.
Disappointed.
I was really
I just
wanting the
wanted
chicken
it to
to pop
end.
Yeah,
I wanted him to take that sword and lop off Ernest's head. That would have been great.
I really want Ernest to die.
Throws it across the arena, just spears Ernest in the heart, and the movie ends.
Ernest joins the army. The last
credit.
Maybe Ernest to die in a plane crash in the last movie.
Yeah.
Ernest dies in a duel.
Just
This
go full
guy is-
Aeon, just go
yeah.
full Aeon Flux and just have him die in the end of every movie, and then just come
Yep.
back with no explanation.
Well,
Perfect.
I
I'd be
actually
I'd
like
be here
him.
for that actually.
I like him dying in a duel to set up the inevitable sequel of Ernest Goes to Hell.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Would be like
Or
Ernest
it's
rises
like
from the dead.
Or it's called
Yeah, the
Ernest's
devil
Zombie
would-
Inferno.
Ernest?
Or it's Ernest's Inferno, and you have like the poet Virgil, you know,
The seventh circle of Ernest.
around through
Yeah.
town.
Yes, boys.
I couldn't see
The
that
devils are
movie.
trying to
Ernest,
torture him, and he keeps on pulling out like, "Ooh, where'd I get this coin from?" They're like, "Oh, come here, I got the branding iron."
Yep, just
Shit.
fumbling. I can see the devil getting so sick of Ernest's shit that he pops him back up to Earth. Says,
The
"Fuck
devil
this
went.
guy.
The devil went down DG County, Ohio,
Yeah.
looking for a soul to steal.
I
Fuck,
see
yeah,
it
fuck
as-
this guy. I don't want anything to do with him. He won't shut up. Every time I try to do something, he pulls something out. He got a rubber chicken. He's got a clock. He's sub sandwich.
I
He's got a
found
rotisserie
his
chicken.
brown face offensive.
Yes, yes.
He
just
won't
won't
stop
shut
doing
up.
brown face at our dinner parties.
Who the hell is Vern? Right? I don't know who Vern is. Get out of here. Back.
He keeps saying that my bathwater is supposed to be used as mouthwash for the homeless. What is this?
Yes, I'm sick of this guy. Get
You
him
won't-
out of here.
Oh God, I love that. See, I had him getting sick of him and then sending him up to heaven, and then the same thing repeats, where God gets sick of him, then he goes back to Earth,
There's a reason he went to hell in the first place.
and then I think at that point, I think he's
God, you're-
Constantine, right? He's been
Ernest goes
rejected from both
purgatory.
heaven and hell, cursed to walk the earth.
All right, so is this movie over?
No,
I think we turned it into a backdoor prequel for
we
Constantine.
got a little off. We got a little off target
Constantine's a
there.
good
So,
movie.
anyways,
Hell yeah!
so Pencil Stash, he grabs his big axe, his big ass axe, right?
Mm.
And he goes after Ernest, and Ernest shows how smart he is by pulling the table up.
Oh yeah.
You get to see first it's the throwing stars. Ernest pops the table up, and boom, 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 all the throwing stars into the table. So, then Stash grabs the big axe, and he comes at Ernest, and it's comical how that table splits apart with that axe. That was really funny.
Yeah.
Like funny, stupid, not like
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Vern.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
And they're really missing opportunities here.
Yeah, every time.
Yeah, we have. So he cuts it once. Ernest is still there. He cuts it twice, and there's just one left, and somehow Ernest is still alive.
Yeah.
He's popping around. And
That-
next thing we know, Ernest is behind him, which I thought was a classic move by Ernest.
Instant transmission.
This is when I concluded that time and space don't apply to Ernest, and that he moves throughout the universe at will.
Yep. Yeah,
The
that's why
shapeshifter.
that's why it went from like Morocco to Central Africa to South like Johannesburg
Yeah,
in like
Yeah.
in like
He's
45
stepping
minutes.
into the fourth dimension as the axe
Yeah.
is flying through the table.
Yeah, retroactively,
Then
it all
pick
makes
up,
fucking
pop
sense.
my head out.
I have a question, too. Has anybody ever had... This is always used to be a 90s thing, too, when somebody'd come up behind you and flick you in the ear really hard.
Mhm.
You know that thing?
Yep,
That fucking hurts.
it
Yeah,
does.
it's not
Right?
great.
If you're in a fight like this, you're looking to do really good pain. Not that that's going to be something that's going to really... But if someone did that to you from behind, you didn't know what was going to happen, God, that would piss you off in a fight like this, right? Be like, son of a bitch, dude, I got a fucking axe and you're flicking my ear.
He's got ham though too.
Fucker.
He starts beating him in the face with his
He's got
meat.
the,
That's
he's got a
that is
bologna
a
roll.
pound- Yes, that is the thing I wanted to see because when he unrolled that, all I was thinking about was that meat.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
Thinking about that meat.
Yeah,
Dwight.
100%. And Ernest pulled that big slab of meat out and he slapped it all over Pencil Stash. And, it was just remarkable. Hero stuff right here. With Ernest, he's saving Africa. He's freeing Mandela. He's ending apartheid.
You gotta stop going off menu here.
Ernest is doing everything he possibly can. And still, Pencil Stash can't die. Flops off a few more of those things. Ernest ends it. Boom. Ernest pulls out the yo-yo, right? There's a few tricks on the guy, and then the yo-yo then eventually blows apart. And they realize, hey, that's not a yo-yo. Those are actually the Eyes of Egoli. And
the goalie.
Yep.
Good save.
So
Patrick
the whole
Waugh.
time, everybody,
Patrick Waugh.
people had it. People were playing with it. People were stroking and rubbing this yo-yo the whole movie. They didn't realize the entire time that they had what they were always looking for.
He had ruined them with paint.
That's some great paint. Didn't rub off at all.
No.
He's swimming and shit with
Ernest
it.
only uses the best paint.
Well, see, that's the importance of primer, guys. I'm telling you.
There we go.
It's a great line, though, he has, too, in this fight of, now you die, Agent 32. He's still calling him fucking Agent 32 here.
Yeah.
At the part of the movie. Oh, Rene has almost dropped into this stuff, too. But, yeah, Ernest saves the day again.
Well, at this point,
Much
I'm convinced that Ernest isn't going to die, but I'm really hoping Rene does, and then she doesn't.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Much
There's no
like
payoff
in,
there.
much like in the movie itself, the woman became an afterthought to this recap very quickly.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's, I mean, the fight isn't really great.
know.
You know, you just kind of speed through everything. But yeah, they get the eyes back. We get the shot of the sun setting in Africa one more time to show us that we were actually in Africa.
Are we?
Australia.
I'm not convinced.
I don't know enough. I mean, the sun looks the same to me for all I know. You know
We're
what I
10
mean?
miles
Could
north
have
of Perth.
been, outside of LA for all I know.
I could have taken
Yeah,
you to a few
exactly.
places that look like that here.
All
Doesn't it?
Umbra.
be
Looks like
honest.
this 10 miles out from Boston. Anyway,
Yep.
the
Mine, well, in some people's minds, it
South of
does,
Philly.
Yeah.
right?
We're 18 miles north of Melbourne.
Yep. There you go.
Anybody else have? I mean, did anybody have anything else on that fight? Did we cover it good enough? Is that enough for everybody? Right?
Yeah,
All
I
that
don't know.
Yeah,
stuff.
no, there's
dive
not.
on
Yeah.
Ernest's
Wasn't a lot
fight
going on.
It's
choreography.
kinda, you can yada some of that stuff because it's not really great. But yeah, then we're back in the USA.
Deacon County,
Right.
baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're back in Deacon County, Ohio.
DC.
Yeah.
In Ernest, of course, he's got to come and he's gonna try because they've already got one set up. Get
Whoa.
on the date with his best gal.
Yeah.
Right?
Come.
He shows up and hits
Yeah,
with the apricot
well-
smash right out the gate.
Yeah, of course.
Lord.
He gave her every single
Detroit
thing that
smash.
she was talking about
Yeah.
at the beginning of the movie. She
He
needed
saved the
someone
day.
that
He
was
learned.
Yes.
He saved the day, but he didn't learn any new moves in Africa.
Nope.
He still got the smash. That's it.
Yeah,
That's all
he's
you
still
need.
doing that worn out shit.
Texas smash.
Yeah.
Once you go apricot,
old-
you don't go backricot.
Oh boy.
Mm.
Oh
Should have been
boy.
trying
I
to-
care
It's called
about you.
apricot. It's not called apricant.
Yep.
He should have
That's
been
right.
pulling out the clam smash, but he was not.
Oh.
I couldn't get there.
Oh god.
No, he couldn't. No one's gonna give it to me. I'll give it to myself.
So she starts moving goalposts and says that he is too much for her. He
Yep.
needs
Yeah.
a schmo. She needs a schmo.
I mean, get the
Yeah,
point.
what's this
She doesn't.
bullshit?
She doesn't like Ernest. He's a fucking weirdo creep. She's seen him fuck up Vern's house like 55 times.
Call it what it
She doesn't,
is.
want, she doesn't want him coming over to her place.
Stop eating fries off of people's fucking plates.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's the main reason.
So Ernest, he doesn't know how to use money. That's because he's buying birdhouses and shit as he walks around. But he just always got it. He just eats for free everywhere he
Just
goes.
hemorrhaging his 401k $40 at a time.
He's throwing $40 birdhouses at cops and losing all his money on fines.
Son of a
Every day
bitch, Vern.
he gets a $60 allowance every day. And they're like, go buy food. And he just comes back with weird shit.
You know what money means, Vern?
Yeah, you gotta eat the glue to make up for it.
A strict base diet. I've never been fitter.
The Elmer's diet.
Yep.
Just think how weird your poops would be if you just
The
ate
Elmer's
all the
Ernest.
Oh man. Yeah.
so weird.
Paste poops is
The
the
show
worst
would be
visual.
leaking out. Oh,
Sunday's
the
my
weirdest-
cheat day. I get the high class glue from the top shelf.
Yeah.
You know?
On Sundays we eat Gorilla Glue.
Yeah. Goddamn
That's
right.
It's high
racist.
class. Is it? It's the name of a
Oh,
super
boy.
glue.
No, I'm just in light of everything we've talked about. That place is
Yeah,
It's exciting.
something else.
It's the only
Yeah.
super glue brand I know.
There you go.
Oh,
What else do? Whatever.
But yeah, so Ernest goes from being the guy that she had talked about, right? That she had wanted, all that kind of stuff. Then now she wanted just the regular schmo that Ernest actually was at the beginning. And then she goes for Todd fucking Lavsky. Right? Yeah.
What was his
Yeah,
job? Was
big-
he an accountant?
No,
Yeah,
it
at
was
the
worse than
local
that.
Army Navy. Yeah, no, he was accountant at the local Army Navy surplus store.
There we go.
Which woof. I mean,
Yeah, that sounds like a tough
He's not going to keep
job.
that job for a while.
calculating
think
dozens
so.
of dollars at a time.
Yeah.
Occasionally, I have to count on my toes.
Yeah.
So Big E is crushed again, but he kind of tries to stiffen his back a little bit there and say, hey, I'll be back. I'm okay. I just ride alone. Then we get the Optimus egg crack on the head.
After he presents her, oh, hey, same screenshot, too.
You got
We
the other
occasionally
skin.
send, for the audience, we occasionally send screenshots in our Discord there to kind of hammer the point home. It's a screenshot of Ernest taking the gift that he had that was a giant egg and putting it inside of his hat, putting on his hat, and then making a stupid face as all the goo comes down his face.
Yeah, I forgot to say that, too. Yeah, Ernest brought a gift. This time, instead of painting a yo-yo for Rene, he brought a big
this fucking movie.
egg. Somehow he kept, I don't know where he was carrying that ostrich egg the whole time.
Same
Right
person
up his
carrying
ass.
that rubber chicken.
Yeah, exactly.
He keistered it. Or no.
Yep. Boof.
Again, for the,
Boof Bonzer.
for the
Nice.
third time, in my last note here, as we end the movie, the third time it's tried to start the movie, Dude, Where's My
Yeah.
Dog? I don't
Mine
know.
too. I jumped.
I don't know.
I almost fell over trying to get the remote control to not play that movie. I was like, no fucking way am I watching Dude, Where's My Dog? And it was
That
quick. It
sounds
only gave like
awful.
12 seconds before it was like starting up. And that countdown was
They're trying to
fast.
force people into
Yeah,
watching
it
that
does.
shit.
Yeah. I was like,
First
no,
person-
thank you.
The first person it shows is Kevin Farley, and then it says,
Oh.
Dude, Where's My Dog? So
Oh.
you know it could be a tough one.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
hey, maybe on a rainy day we need something to watch.
I never need anything to watch that bad.
You watched Alligator.
Yeah. So I watched it as a kid on like Channel 5.
Oh, I thought it was a new movie. Okay, if it's an 80s movie, then I love it.
No, it's from like 1981 with Robert Forster.
I would rather watch the Air Bud anthology than watch
Yeah.
that movie. I'm good.
Yep. Oh.
And
It was
Airbud
one of the
is a good
suggested
one.
movies, and the customers also watched had an earbud in there.
Perfect.
So yeah, now part where we get to some awards we give out to the movie. I don't know. We'll try to do them the regular ones, but you guys know the Ernest. We got a curve. I got a grade on the curve a little bit for Ernest because of how goofy and weird it is. But the first award will go with the common thread, kind of the thing that kind of sews through the movie, kind of the common
The
thread. through
theme,
movie. What
the
do we
thing
think?
you see the most.
Yeah.
Racism.
Racism is high.
It's
Not
really
wrong.
the movie.
It's going to be racism, but I want to give it to me hoping Ernest would die. It happened like 6 times.
Yeah. Let's chop his legs off.
Like toss in Ernest pulling like huge objects out of thin air.
Mhm.
I like that.
Well, that's always
Ernest
good,
creating material.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just manifesting things.
Wherever he needs it, he's got it. Yep. He's like a MacGyver, right?
Especially if you need a rubber chicken.
You need that rubber chicken.
He's got that thing on him.
He's got a whole pocket dedicated to rubber chicken.
Just ready. Yep.
Yeah. Show me what that.
I'm gonna vote for racism.
Yeah, I mean it's
I want to say
It's hard not
I'm
to.
gonna vote for what? I'm voting for citrus because I don't want to have that on.
No, it's fine. Well, you know what? They put it on a movie. I'm putting it on a fucking announcements page. It's fine.
Fair enough. What do you think?
Yeah.
Racism it is.
Yeah, I mean it's just it's you know it's
Ernest
it's
Goes
why
to
we go to
Africa.
Africa.
It was
in the
always
first
going to
place.
be that way.
Yeah. I saw the cover of the movie.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
It
Okay.
was
So
a
the
snake when you
next,
picked it up.
Yeah.
yeah. How about a surprise performance in the movie? Was there any surprises within the race?
Hey,
Was that a
I'll
surprise?
start the bidding at I used to have kind of rose-colored glasses when it came to Ernest. I was surprised at how bad he was.
This is late Ernest though.
I mean,
Yeah,
hey,
this
it
is
is what it is.
direct-to-video Ernest. This
Yeah.
isn't the
My
same.
first entry into Ernest
Yeah.
in a while. I was surprised at how bad he was.
Fair.
This is like watching like the
Didn't have
fourth
his
Aladdin
basketball.
direct-to-DVD movie and being like, Aladdin's shit.
Hey man,
Yeah.
hey man. I can only talk about what we've got here.
My genuine surprise is that in a 90-minute movie, there was about 40 minutes of just straight filler.
Yes.
Just so much filler.
That's a great shout.
The whole walk through the desert was so long. Yeah, like there was a lot of where I was just like, what are we doing here? Like, what is the point of any of this?
Only 5 pages.
And we've been going right. If there was exactly. If there were bits while they were doing this shit, it'd be fine. But it's just like a wide landscape shot of them walking and like muttering nonsense. It's not funny. So I'm like, what is the point of any of this? It should have been like 72 minutes max.
Well, see, that was kind of the thing about Christmas. They would have a lot of those like filler bits, but they were funny bits.
Yeah, there was always some like kind of bit going on, so it was fine. I didn't ever notice the running time with Saves Christmas. With this one, I checked it a lot.
Yeah.
Like, how long has this been on? Because the commercial breaks too, like they don't add that much. They're only like a minute long. Even though they give you like 4 or 5 ads in that minute, they squeeze them in.
You're kind of wishing for 2 more ads.
Like, like a more normal commercial break. Give me like 4 minutes. Let me go to the kitchen. Yep. So like they didn't add that much to it.
Section so far is
for surprise,
racism and filler. That sounds good to me.
Well, for an actual performance, that was like surprisingly good in its small appearance. Was the guy who looked extremely crestfallen when the Chosen just walks past him? The guy that Optimus.
Oh, he's my Kodo nominee, but I absolutely agree.
I was gonna give, I guess, Kodo to Rene. Thought she was pretty good. Opposite of Ernest.
We'll get there. Yeah.
So have we locked in surprise for filler?
Yeah.
Filler for surprise.
Not enough. Yeah.
I appreciate the nod to crestfallen guy, though. Thank you.
Yeah.
Shots at that guy. I agree there. Just not enough bits in that. It was just too much.
Like they went back to the hammer pants thrice.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Just to be the thorn.
Hammer don't hurt him.
Let me have Ernest make a shit-eating grin at the fucking camera. Great.
Shot to MC.
Pray.
Yeah. Oh man. You got to pray. Just make it today.
Yes. Oh God.
Yes.
Okay. Moving on. Our Nick Cage award. What role do you think Nick Cage would have been great at in this movie? I'm starting debating at the pencil mustache guy.
Yep, Thompson. Absolutely, he's a great Thompson.
I've got
Nick Cage, the pencil mustache.
We're gonna lead all the way into Ernest Goes to Africa. We're gonna have Nick Cage in blackface as the leader of the cannibals.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
No. I was thinking.
We're leading all the way into Ernest Going to Africa.
In blackface and a fat suit.
I don't like Jerry when he leans all the way in.
Blackface and a fat suit, Nick
Florida
Cage.
man comes in strong.
I like to think of my Nick Cage in this movie with a light brown face as Kazim.
As Kazim.
Why do we need brown face? Wait, why are we?
Because it's Ernest Goes to Africa.
Creators of this acting moment adding blackface to it. We don't have to do that.
I'm not adding it. I'm just continuing it.
Just Nick Cage, Nick Cage sun-kissed, you know?
Yes.
It's a little
honey roasted.
Little Tansky. Yeah, little Tansky.
Little honey roast.
A little Jersey special, you know what I mean?
What if you had Nick Cage as like a cameo role where when Ernest changes back into Auntie or whatever it is, it's Nick Cage as Auntie.
Yeah, that's a good one. Every alternate version of him is actually Nick Cage just walking in instead.
He plays the characters. I like that. Which means he also plays brown face servant guy.
I don't love that, but that's okay.
Really hammering home the brown face, huh?
I'm just letting you know you're so resistant to it, but it's Ernest Goes to Africa. It's gonna be in there. There's no
Ernest Goes to
I'm so sorry that I'm resistant to blackface.
Not Ernest Gets Canceled.
Yeah,
he did though.
Ernest Gets Canceled is a great movie.
Yeah,
we did basically cancel him. Think about it.
Yeah.
The movie's not called Ernest Learns Racial Sensitivity.
We'll workshop this movie outside of the chat.
Ernest ends colonialism.
Oh God, I love Ernest ending colonialism. That's a fun one.
Ernest
I'm
of
crying.
Khartoum.
I'm crying. Okay.
Gordon, that's the movie that we need to make instead of Gordon of Khartoum. We need to make Ernest of Khartoum.
Do we have a winner for Nick Cage?
Oh my God. Nick Cage is brown face, I guess. I don't know.
Really good. I think
No, the alternate. The
I
alternate
like-
character
No.
that Ernest plays.
I like
being
the
Nick Cage.
alt-
Also,
I like
Cage
the
ass
alternate-
racism again.
I like
Hey,
the
just
alternate
wait for a
ones because
second.
like
Yeah.
think of Nick Cage as Kazim sitting in that couch, getting weird when he sees Ernest in this outfit. Licking his lips, moving his eyes, doing that face stuff that Nick Cage does when he sees Ernest dancing all sexy in his harem. No, I think that's good Nick Cage.
Yeah.
He'd
I
get
get it.
more action as Thompson. He'd be in the movie more. So I think as Thompson would be the best, personally.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cherry, you might be a
Thompson-
deciding vote on this one.
Oh,
Thompson's in the
God.
movie a
What are my
lot.
options?
You got either
So
Thompson, you've got the any Ernest alternate character.
I like the alternate characters as a bit. That's funny.
Just act like
That
it's
is
still
funny.
Ernest.
Yeah, just like have Ernest walk back to the room and him walk out, and then have Nick Cage just. You don't ever reference it or act like it or anything. It's just you play it completely straight as if it is still Ernest, but it's Nick Cage.
There we
I
go.
want to hear Nick Cage say, "You know what I mean, Vern."
You know what I mean, Vern?
You know what I mean, Vern? I'm Ernest. Vern. Vern. I'm Woody. Howdy.
So yeah, next up we got the throwback to the first movie ever picked, Event Horizon. So what scene would make you gouge your eyes out?
guys.
Yeah, I put everything together there. What scene would make you gouge your eyes out completely, rip them out, because everything happening?
Oh, him
Also-
trying to dap up the villagers.
Yep, that's gonna be my nominee. Yeah,
Yep.
that scene.
That's
yeah,
a low
that
point.
as soon as he walks up to the village chief, that like next couple minutes just rough.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah, it was a brutal few minutes.
Incredibly rough. You're underselling.
Let's
Really
jog.
rough.
he's translating.
Tough to take.
I need to get a red deck chair. Let's jog. And he's just like making weird faces. Yeah, that scene is just not great.
Yeah, it's tough to take.
I was also thinking about giving the eye gouger to me for suggesting this movie. About 10 minutes in, I was like, I've made a huge mistake.
Picked any other Ernest movie, they're all on YouTube.
Oh, it's so bad.
The only one that's not on YouTube was with the one we wanted.
Goes to
Ernest.
jail.
Goes to jail.
Yeah.
It's a
All
too
the other
unflinching
ones-
look at the horrors of the U.S. prison complex.
All the ones are also on Freevee, except for that one. They were all listed there, so you can watch.
Trying to erase Ernest Goes to Jail from existence.
Oh, they're trying to erase Ernest Goes to Camp. To be honest with you, 100%. Because
What happened in that? I'm pretty sure I saw that as a kid, but I
wrote
don't
down what
remember it.
happened because his sidekick in the movie is a Native American guy. It ends up that he wasn't actually Native American; he was from Italian descent.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
He was the guy in the in that commercial, right?
Scarface shit.
Yep.
Yeah,
Wait.
yeah.
The Indian with a single tear guy is in this movie with Ernest.
Maybe I don't know.
That
I
guy's
saw,
Italian.
well, I was looking on
And it
Reddit
says
or
it.
something, and I
Not.
saw someone mention within like an Ernest discussion about the single tier Indian commercial, and I was wondering why that was relevant to Ernest, and then you saying that made me maybe it was the
There
same
was a
person.
whole dollop about that guy. I know a ton about that guy. It's terrible.
Nice.
He stars in an Ernest movie, Ernest Goes to Camp, which is a badass movie, I think.
Damn,
So,
Oh,
as a
It's gonna be a
single tear
big-
rolls down my face.
all right.
there's going
next,
to be a big line of nominees here for this one.
next up, we have the best performance, aka the Kodo. Kodo, one of the most miraculous, heroic figures in all of movie history. Movie Beastmaster. A
Kodo the
great
ferret.
performance. Yes.
I'm going to start
what
at fake
do you think?
Michael Chiklis.
Yeah, I like Varys. I thought Varys was pretty good.
Chuck,
He's great.
He was the guy who was enjoying the
Boris?
harem show.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I think he's the easy winner here.
Looking
you
at his lips
talking
and
about
everything.
Hazim?
Is that who?
Kazim?
I don't know his
I-
name.
The only
I
person
just-
I don't know
I
any
is
names,
Ernest.
Robert Whitehead as Prince Kazim.
I called him
I was
eyeliner most
thinking-
of the time, but
I was thinking Pencil Stash too was pretty good. He was
That
pretty
guy-
great.
that
I
guy.
also think Rene was pretty good. Personally,
Rene wasn't bad. Yeah.
she was
She also-
sassy. She was good. She ended up to be better than Ernest in the end.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I think her war statistic would be about a 0. So just perfectly replacement grade.
But in a film where most of the actors are considerably below replacement,
Yeah. That's
popping in
the
at a
thing.
0 at least gets you on the
might have the
podium.
highest batting average on the roster.
And she batted 260.
Yeah,
I mean,
me
she
in
batted
fucking Little
260
League.
for a month and 211 for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Well, you only need that one good month to make your average really look that great.
No, that's right.
So yeah, I don't care what I think Kazim. Yeah, he was good. He was funny the whole time. His face,
ridiculous.
his facial
Golf club.
expressions alone. Yes, the putter. Yep, I'll go. I can vote that way.
Yeah. All right, now it's time for the most contentious award.
I will fight everyone for this.
Right, the one you do not want, and that's the worst performance, aka the bed shitter, pants shitter. Who filled them full in their performance in this movie? Yep. Who forgot to bring their Depends? Optimuts.
I want to say Ernest just to really set a Molotov in here. I'm going to start it at the guy with the Apu accent at the beginning.
Oh yeah, man. He was really fucking bad.
Yeah, he was bad.
Oh, he might carry that shit all through the season. That's.
Oh man,
it's Tony Caprari as Weasel.
Weasel.
The guy. I'm sorry. That guy is named Tony Caprari.
Yep, I'm looking at the cast list right now, and that's definitely him.
I think
it's Weasel.
We might have been right about the bronzer.
Yep,
might have been right.
This is absolutely him.
Oh,
I mean, why is he doing the accent if his name's just Weasel?
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense. And they're not like, isn't he in Ohio when they catch him?
Yeah.
He's not like in Africa somewhere. Like, why is he? What is
just posted a picture of him? That's definitely him.
Reason, after he stole the Eyes of Egoli, he went to a street fair in Deacon County, Ohio.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Where else would you go?
Yeah, exactly.
It's the last place.
Tony Caprari was in a movie called Redemption, Kickboxer 5.
Ooh.
Let's see Titanic.
Oh shit! He was also in Cold Harvest.
There you go.
After the comet hit, the world was up for grabs. Cold Harvest, made in 1999.
That's definitely on Peacock.
This is not going to win it, but I would like to mention there's an extra in one of the shots outside the palace in Riyadh. Who's just like a 15-year-old kid wearing an Aladdin outfit. Completely out of place among all the like big burly guards.
Oh god.
He's supposed to be like one of the people guarding the place, and he's just like, What do I do? Do I stand here?
Yeah, there's some remarkable stuff in the background. Some of the things people were yelling when Ernest was walking through that street fair too.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Some good ADR. Yeah, I think I can give it to that dude. He was terrible.
Oh,
Are you gonna put him down as Fank Azaria, as the fake Hank Azaria?
We could.
Hank Azaria. That's why, because I had the same thing. I thought of him right away as Hank Azaria.
That's all I could see.
Polish, if you want.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
That's tough to take.
Yeah.
So then finally the last award where we get to reviews, the killer scene, your favorite scene of the movie. Scene that no matter what.
I mean, I
decided to go literal. I went literal on this and gave it to Ernest murdering his fish because he's a fucking idiot.
That qualifies. I like it.
What about?
Go ahead.
I was say, what about the golf ball into the mouth?
Oh my god! I've never seen anybody put snakes in top of a limo through the top, through this moonroof. Never seen anybody bury people up to their head and have a rhino run over them.
Dorothy.
Also, never seen anybody put a golf ball into another human's mouth like that.
And it's not even just like that he like hits it towards the guy's mouth, the guy sucks the ball in.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he
because-
hoovers that thing up.
He just sucks it right. I'm like, he's gonna choke on that.
Want to go king of the hill status
like
here.
a,
'cause
like a
happens.
golf
has
ball
to
through
be
a
the
garden
winner.
hose.
Show me what that
Golf
mouth
to the
is.
mouth on a little putt.
Yeah.
What a move.
It's just,
What about
Oh,
it's
Ernest
just so
showing
out of
what-
no.
Ernest
And that's
showing
part
what
of
that
like,
mouth do.
yeah, because that's also like the guys seeing these people like just how they treat their servants. Like Jesus Christ, he's
Yeah.
just making them eat golf balls so he can putt.
Yeah, that and the fucking anti scene I liked a lot, where he's just muttering to himself the second he comes out of the
Yeah.
closet, and
I also,
Yeah.
I have to nominate the scene where he walks in and he crawls on the ground and he offers
Oh, and he's,
the guy
he's fucking
soda.
cooking with one-liners.
you want
he's-
fries for
yeah,
that?
Oh, exalted one whose show jam is the toothpaste of the unworthy. He's like,
Fucking-
it's so
really
problematic, but that scene is so good. It's so
Yeah.
funny all the shit he says.
It sucks that it really might be the best scene in the movie.
Whose urinal is the soup bowl of the poor? It's just
Yeah,
like-
amazing, amazing. I think in this movie that scene right there is equivalent to like that old
my face
veteran
hurts.
starting pitcher that you have. He needs to get through the seventh inning, and he
Yeah.
he puts the blackface on and he gives his fastball for one scene, and that's all he had.
Yeah, shoe polish is
That was
back.
the only time where he really went to work, and he like
Little shoe polish on the slider, you know?
He was cooking in that scene. He was absolutely cooking.
Yeah.
Toe
Yeah.
jam.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This whole,
Oh,
like, all
God.
this, talks about earwax. He's like, your sweat is the nectar of the bee.
Yeah, what?
God, I might have to
Okay.
give it to that. That was a really funny scene. I didn't want to, but the more we talk about it, the more it really is. Like he's
That scene
working
is why.
so hard.
This scene is literally why I did a disclaimer at the start of the episode.
It's the only scene that really pops in the movie.
It's,
It's
we can
that and
change
the
that.
scene right after it where he's the anti to me. That's like it's a
Yeah,
really
it's
good
great.
run, but they're two very
Yeah.
distinct
Kazim.
scenes, so you can't combine
Yeah.
them, which sucks for me.
yeah,
And Kazim, the scene where Ernest, just to mention it again, the Kazim scene where he sees Ernest and gets all horny in the face. I mean, that's a really funny scene too.
yeah.
Kazim is cooking there.
That whole harem presentation's great. Between that and him
Yeah.
eating all the food,
Oh,
Yeah, showing him what that mouth do.
really that middle
Yeah.
bit is really good.
Yeah. Then those other scenes are what make it kind of. Yeah.
Edit out the 40 minutes that surround the 20 minutes in the middle of the movie.
Yeah.
You'd have a great 20-minute movie.
yeah.
If the movie was
Great,
Ernest joins the harem,
great episode of
Oh.
skit show.
Yeah,
I wish.
right?
I felt like that a lot during this. This is an SNL sketch
Yeah.
that turned into 10 movies.
Ernest becomes a eunuch.
Oh boy, Jesus.
Reviews.
Eunice.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, that's great. That's a great killer scene.
That's a good one.
Well, I think it goes to you first, Optimus. You
I
were
think
the
it-
one who technically picked it.
I think it does go to me. Snake had picked Snake goes to jail. That's a different movie. We'll talk about that one too.
Hasn't happened yet.
So Snake had picked Ernest
That'll be a
Goes
hell
to
of a
Jail.
show when I'm doing this and when I'm in jail.
But because
You have a direct call from Parkston Penitentiary.
Yeah, we gotta
we're
hurry
gonna
this
leave,
up, guys.
we're gonna
I
leave
only get-
all of that
I
in.
only
It's gonna be
I
great.
only get 2 hours, so we gotta
Yeah.
really hurry up on this.
Oh,
Yep.
oh shit! In that case, I kind of need you to go to jail pretty soon. Anywho, so Snake had picked Ernest Goes to Jail. However, the movie was not available on YouTube without paying for it, so we decided to go a different route. I decided, hey, let's pick Ernest Goes to Africa because if Ernest can survive this, then Ernest can kind of be our mainstay for interstitial movies. Wow. I hadn't seen or thought of Ernest since I was like 12, so it was about 25 years ago. In hindsight, I can't believe this character was popular. I don't want to hear any Larry the Cable Guy slander after seeing what Ernest was all about. Like Delta Farce clears this movie.
Oh, Delta Force is great.
The fact that this guy was able to con Hollywood into making 5 feature-length films and then 4 straight-to-video releases is astounding.
Oh man, had a hell of a run.
So you guys might have talked about it during Ernest Saves Christmas. So I'm going to ask just Citrus this because Citrus might not know. Hey, Citrus, do you know how much money Ernest Saves Christmas made?
$15 million.
$28 million.
Yeah. Hit.
Wow.
It's a
On a budget of
goddamn
like,
hit.
I don't know, 50 grand?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I hate America. Anyway, I don't necessarily.
If you
You need to watch that movie.
You watch that movie
Okay.
and you see the air brake scene and you tell me that you don't love America after that.
Also, most
Okay.
of the acting in Saves Christmas is pretty good. Like whatever. I'll get to it in my review.
Please don't isolate me saying I hate America. I don't necessarily blame him for it all, because I mean, if they're gonna keep cutting you a check, go trot on out there with the same song and dance. Go get your money. Go do a stupid yo-yo routine like you're the fucking Smothers Brothers. I do blame him for brown face or that he knew Zulu languages because he worked at a record store. I'm sure you and John Cusack got together swimmingly as you didn't sell any records to people darker than Off-White, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
No, definitely not.
I think John
That
Cusack's record
only
store
Lewis.
owner is racist. I believe that.
There you go. There we go. Don't get me started on the supporting cast. Like Linda Cash, who played Rene, she was written as some like weird pseudo incel who simultaneously wanted some guy to sweep her off her feet, but then was like, "Nah, fuck you, Ernest."
Yeah.
I also love what's going on in the chat right now. Please don't do that. Real quick trivia: did you know that Linda Cash was the spokeswoman for Philadelphia cream cheese for 17 years,
Nice.
from 1994 to 2011?
Oh.
She was the spokeswoman for it while this movie happened. Just
That's
posted a
great.
screenshot of her as an angel.
that-
Cool. I
that's
didn't know.
Renee?
Something on Twitter and get canceled in 2011.
It sounds right.
She might
I
have.
don't. Clearly, nobody at the company saw this piece of shit in '97. I also don't love movies where both the protagonist and the antagonist are all morons, with major like bad guys in a Disney Channel movie who get outsmarted by a 9-year-old vibes. I'm like,
I hate Ernest movies then.
well, spoiler alert, I hate this one. I once said that John Cena would be a good Ernest. John Cena's too good of an actor for this. I hate this movie, and I wish I kept the idea of Ernest separate from the actual Ernest, because watch him now that I'm older than 11, he fucking sucks. Fuck this movie. Fuck Ernest. Fuck Philadelphia cream cheese. And most of all, fuck me for suggesting this piece of shit. 0 out of 5.
Whoa!
Oh God! I'm gonna clip in a round of applause at the end of that.
Nice.
Bless up.
It's great.
Harsh.
Oh,
Was it me
God.
next?
Yeah, go ahead and go.
Okay. Optimus, you said Optimus in Citrus. This is your first time watching Really Ernest, right?
As an adult, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it would equate to you waking up from a coma and being on the front lines of World War I in 1917.
I mean, you can tell me this is the wrong Ernest movie to start with, but I'm like,
Yes.
you kind of
But it does hurt a little bit. No, whatever your score is, that's cool, dude. I understand it. It's not that great. But just like to get your first impression of Ernest off of this movie, it does kind of suck a little bit because he's not really, he's not cooking like he does in Goes to Camp. He's at the absolute ultimate, and that's a really good movie. Saves Christmas was fun. It was just a fun movie, more fun than this. But I still did laugh. I still did kind of enjoy it. Watched it 3 times here. I would probably never watch it again. That's kind of always, that's kind of always.
I love that bar that you set.
Yeah.
Yep, that's always some of it because I watch a lot of movies a lot, dude. Like a lot. I bought the Alamo and I probably watched that like 10 days straight, like once, just watching it just because it was just on in the background. But I just would not watch this movie again. But I did enjoy it. So I'm going to go 2.5, 2.5 out of 5 for this movie.
I can go next.
I enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah, I'll say I'll go next. Kind of like Snake. Like I loved Ernest Saves Christmas. Like I'll watch that one again for sure. I'll probably watch the other movies just to see if they hold up or not.
Scared Stupid is a bad.
Yeah, like. But that being said, like this movie's bad. Let's just call it what it is, right? And it's like not even counting the problematic stuff. Even without that, it's still like we said. Like there's just so much filler. With just nothing happening. We're like in the other movie, like we've talked about, like things happen during those long kind of filler moments that make it not feel like filler. It's fun. There's funny bits going on. There's good jokes. In this, it was literally just them walking. Nothing's happening. Nothing funny is being said. So it's like, what is the point of this? This could have been like 45 minutes. It could have been like a short, limited, just one episode thing that they were done with if they had removed all of that. there's the really funny stuff. Like, so that killer scene with him with the scotch and water and all that is great. And then with Magda next, like that whole scene, that bit straight is awesome. And then pretty much after that, like the movie just drags. Like I didn't really enjoy much of what was happening. Like I can laugh at it, but I didn't really laugh at all. Like once you get to like the second half of that movie, like from about the 50-minute mark on, it's just really just a rough watch. I give it 1.5. Like the moments that did make me laugh, I cracked up. Like my face hurt from laughing when I did laugh. But overall, like it wasn't good. This was a bad one.
Fair.
Citrus, let me ask you something real quick.
I'd probably give it a +1 all the time on Ernest just because of nostalgia. Because it's just so wired into me too. So sorry, go ahead.
Had you ever seen any Ernest movies before this?
I'd never heard of them.
Then I'll let you go last, so you can close it.
I was gonna say before we go, there's one last thing I forgot to mention in there. This is some of those walking scenes were kind of Ernest of Arabia. They're just long scenes of just the background,
Jesus.
Ernest walking.
Oh God!
Imagine that, Ernest helping.
Oh God. Okay, so
You've seen the movie. Go ahead.
So I really like Ernest in a general sense, but because I love Ernest, it's hard for me to give this a high score, and it hurts a little bit to see late stage Ernest just kind of like rolling the ball out there and just not really going hard like he used to.
Billy Mays with the Mets, Ernest.
Yeah, exactly. And it's to go back to what I was starting to say about Saves Christmas is I think that, and I'm using this as a contrast, I think that put a good cast around Ernest and a pretty good, just sweet Christmas movie. Nothing like revolutionary or crazy, but just a nice, genuine, and sweet little Christmas movie with Ernest doing his little Ernest thing all throughout it and influencing the plot and having a good time. And it was a good story and good acting with Ernest in the middle of it all. Driving the lane, kicking out for corner threes. It was great. It was fun to watch. And now you've got, old Ernest sitting here. He's got no shooters. He's got nothing. He's come out here. He'll give you 20 points, but like
he's hurt.
They're empty points, man. He's getting the points, but nothing's really happening. And so it falls flat from that perspective. I definitely laughed a few times. Like I said, he gets his shots up, but I don't know. It very much seemed like a blatantly reskinned cash grab of an already pretty lazy Indiana Jones parody. However, because we're on an Ernest curve, and I did laugh a good bit, I was going to originally give it a 2 out of 5, but that last little crack in the egg on the head got it to a 2.5.
Yes.
Nice.
Realize, brother.
Graders around here.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well,
I'll bring it home
grade.
here.
It's an Ernest curve.
So I'd never heard of Ernest until you guys started talking about him. I'd seen some stuff that was similar when I was a kid, like some Mr. Bean, Pink Panther.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea of grading on a curve for kind of a movie that's intended for kids makes sense to me. However, one thing we like to reference is we can use for special effects Jurassic Park and how much later after a movie is released to be like, why does this look so fucking bad? See the space scenes in Enemy Mine. Well, I went back to the OG. Charlie Chaplin's The Kid was released 76 years before this one came out. Kind of showed you how to do slapstick. They had a lot of time to figure out how to make a good, slapstick movie for kids. This was not it.
Charlie Chaplin, you mean the guy that cosplays as Hitler?
I'm also not convinced this is for kids, but yes.
No, I don't think this. Yeah, this one was a little different. Yeah,
Which makes it worse.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
So the he doesn't. Hitler copied the mustache that Charlie Chaplin made popular, but history lesson for another time. The
noted Hitler influencer Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah.
Influencer.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Okay. You want to dig that grave next to Snake in the yard here? Because you're working on scary.
Next to your British friend.
I'm digging up.
So when I watched the director's cut of the pedophile movie Leon the Professional,
Aw.
I established a kind of grading
Let's talk about
system for
digging
dealing
holes.
with movies like this, where there are sections of the movie that I like, and then there are scenes in the movie that are so like grotesque, immediately deduct 1 point from the score.
Completely offensive. Yep.
So if I had followed that criteria, we'd be pretty far into the negatives right now. However, we established that I can only give a negative rating once. So that means I have to stick with a 0. Otherwise, I'd be well below. The racism in this movie was some of the worst shit I've seen in like things that were not made in like the 60s. Like this was so fucking bad. And they're showing it to kids, so then the kids become racist too. Which is why I'm gonna say Ernest is the reason that America is where we are today. And
this movie.
This movie changed.
Root of all evil is this movie.
Quick question for Citrus.
0 out of 5.
It ends with Ernest. Be moral.
Quick question for Citrus. Which movie's worse, the Leon or Ernest? If you had one canon, what are you using it on?
I'm using it on this one because on Leon there's a bunch of good shit going on. Gary Oldman was absolutely on fire.
Oh boy.
The fact that it was basically the director explaining and trying to justify his own relationship with a 15-year-old girl through a movie was the reason I did not like that movie.
Hey, that's all I needed to hear. Thank you. Redemption.
But this is a kids movie that was the most racist piece of shit I've ever seen. So yeah, I didn't like this one.
I'm pretty sure Leon's a kids movie.
I said like it's one thing. It's one like I can laugh. I can laugh at the Ernest scene, like I said, because like I can see like what's going on here. Like it makes sense in the flow of the movie. It's still racist, but I can see how we got here, right? Like Weasel again. Like there's no purpose to why Weasel is the way he is. It's just like a blatantly like there's gonna be real racist with this guy for no reason. And
why are we doing multiple black faces in 1997?
That's what I'm saying. Like why?
I don't know.
I thought we established like well before that that's not acceptable.
No.
You thought so?
No.
If social media is anything to go by, I still don't think we fully established that. We should have, but a lot of people have not gotten that message.
Yeah, I believe it may be up for debate still.
Yeah.
Master debater.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Talking about all the people that saw this movie as kids and now grown up. Told you,
that makes a lot of sense.
You
know what?
Yeah.
You're making a lot of sense here, and I understand. And that works for me. All right. Perfect. All right, guys. So thanks for listening to This Movie Might Kill Me. If you want to stay in the loop on what's coming next, or you just want to tell me and Citrus that we are completely up our own asses about Ernest and he's fantastic, follow us on Instagram at This Movie Might Kill Me, or email us at thismoviemightKillMe@gmail.com. We'll read your email on the air. Maybe. Tune in 2 weeks as we take on Cyborg, again, available on Max as of the timing of this release with host Citrus.
Or maybe not, and we cover Ernest Goes to Camp.
I'll kill myself.